Oh, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Happen in 49, 61, 63 or 69 when they reach the final. But the class of 2021 have delivered. Leicester City are FA Cup winners at last and are history makers at Wembley.
They have blown their rivals away. They have blown us all away in truth. Premier League champions 2016. The amazing Leicester City.
Leicester Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Watchalong show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Right, Chris.
All right, how the devil are we? Let me kind of describe it. You know when you're going out for a car ride on a Sunday and you're out in the countryside and you think, oh, we're out in the fresh air, nice country fresh air, and you open your windows and all you can smell is cow shit. That kind of sums me up at the moment.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready?
I think that's actually made me more nervous than calmed me down. Oh, it is. Well, I said earlier, this was probably the biggest night I've had as a Leicester City fan, and in the biggest match. My son said, "What about the FA Cup, Dad?" I don't know. Every year you get a chance to be in the FA Cup. If we don't win this, we won't be in Europe next year. So to me, it is bigger. This is Leicester Till I Die TV. You can catch us on YouTube now at the aforementioned Leicester Till I Die TV. And please do as it says there, subscribe, press the bell for notifications, and please like and share the video if you are able to. It all helps support the channel, and it really is much appreciated. If you're listening on your favourite podcast platform, thank you very much as well. It all goes towards supporting the channel. We're about 24 minutes away from kickoff. Let's bring him in. He's been sat there patiently, bless him, scratching his bottom while I do all my intro. Welcome him in. Josh, how are you doing, sir?
Evening, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm getting echo, mate.
Hang on a minute. It might be the kettle that's boiling, mate. Hang on.
No, I can hear myself coming back. And as much as I love my own voice, I don't want to really listen to it twice. But we'll see. No, I can still hear myself coming back at me. It wasn't before when we chatted before we went live.
Yeah, I know, it's strange. I ain't done anything different. Hang on a minute, pal. Let me leave and I'll come back.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So, what do we think? As I say, for me, bigger than the FA Cup final, I've got to say yes. I've got to say yes, because at the end of the day, like I say, every year we enter the FA Cup. And we know we've been there 5 times. Yeah, we've only won it the once, but we've actually got to the final 5 times. How often do you get the chance to go into a European final? So I'm nervous but calm at the same time. I know I shouldn't be, but after the way we played against PSV away in the second leg, I'm confident, but I shouldn't be. And Leicester are always better as the underdogs, I always find. But what do you think? Is this the biggest game for you? Talk MU. Good evening. How the devil are you, sir? Thanks for popping on. You were early tonight, but I do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. All right, Scott. How the devil are you, sir? Hope you are well. Are you nervous? And you've just said here, I'd like to voice my opinion over being torn a new one in the group. Oh, I haven't, to be honest with you, mate, I haven't seen the answers. I haven't, if anybody's having a go at you and are basically horrible to you, then let me know. Let me know, because I will deal with them. We don't stand any abuse or anything like that in the chat. It's all about opinions. What was your opinion, Scott? What was your opinion? Like I say, all you need to do is just click on the report it, and I will deal with it. If they're just arguing with you, that's fine. But if they're sort of getting personal or something like that, then don't stand for it, and let me know. Now let's get Josh back in and see if I am still hearing myself twice.
I'm hoping this is going to work, mate.
I know you love me, but to listen to me twice, that is a bit much. It seems to be working now. It seems to be working.
Spot on. Thank God.
I can live with it, but I don't know if anybody else can. I said to my son earlier, biggest game?
It's funny, I was just thinking that before I came on. I think I'm not downplaying the Conference League at all, because to get as far as we have, especially against the teams that we've come up against as well, it can't be sniffed at. Had it been Europa League or obviously Champions League, which is the biggest European competition there is, I'd probably say yeah. But for me, I still think the FA Cup final was was a bigger game for me. For me personally, anyway. I can't. Obviously,
No,
I can't
I mean
speak for
that's fine. My son was saying it was for him. It was the FA Cup. It's just for me. We've made 5 FA Cup finals in our history. Yes, we've only won 1, but we're always in the FA Cup. If we drop down a division or we finish 15th, we're still in the FA Cup.
I suppose.
You never know if you're going to get back into Europe at all. Scott says Tyson's back and grown some hair. Only joking. Hope you're well, Josh.
Only joking. You see how far back? See how far back the forehead goes. Cheers, anyway, Scott. Nice one, mate.
I'm and he's deck. Let's just Scott, let us know, mate. Do you think this is a bigger game than the FA Cup final? I just think it is because of plus it gets us into the Europa League next season as well. But let's have a look at the team if we can do, Josh. Bring it up here. I mean, we did a show the other night, myself and Brad, and we picked I'm going to be like that. Or I'm drinking cider. That's how nervous I am, and I know I'm going to be a bit windy tonight. And we tried to pick the team that we thought would be the best team to go out. We got 10 out of 11, so it wasn't too bad. We put Perez in there, but it's a strong team, that, isn't it?
It is, mate, and obviously, as I messaged you before we came on, I think it's probably the strongest team we've been able to sort of put out all season. I guess. I mean, I know it's pretty much the same as it was last week, but the sort of players there that you want to be playing week in, week out to create some consistency, because we know on his day we can beat anybody. So, I'd say apart from you could say Castagna for Justin, maybe, or Ricardo, and probably Ndidi. I'd say, but it's a strong team, and as I said to you before, mate, there's no excuse now not to go out and even if we do lose, as long as we have a good go and we give a good show of ourselves, then I think we've got to be happy.
It is the manner in which we lose. I mean, as I say, we picked that team. I maybe would have liked to see Chowdhury in there because we haven't got Mendy available. Indeed, he's injured, and Tielemans in that holding role. I just think it stifles him too much.
It does, and we saw that in the first half last week, and we picked up on it a few times. I mean, when they showed the replay of the first goal and looking back on it now, he sort of loses his man, and it's a position where we've seen him there quite a few times this season, and it just doesn't really seem to suit him. But having said that, second half last week, whether it was because we were a goal down and we sort of had to go for it and get the equaliser, he played a lot more advanced, and we sort of seen the Yuri that we know, really. But having said that, he's one of the names on the team sheet that he ain't really had a rest this season. So I don't know whether he's tired or whether he's just completely checked out. So let's be honest, we all know he ain't going to be here next season because he's looking to move, which is fair enough. But needs a massive performance from him, especially tonight, because it's sort of a game set up for him where moments of magic, as we've seen in the FA Cup final.
And he's
last
in the
year.
shop window as well, isn't he?
Exactly. And if he wants a big move, then what a time to show it.
Yes, yeah. I was a little bit annoyed because, like you, I mean, Brendan. I mean, I've criticised Brendan. Those that follow me regularly will know I've criticised Brendan, but I've never wanted sort of Brendan out. But I feel like we're allowed to criticise because we're fans. But he was swapping the back four around. He was swapping the striker around. But Tielemans, Dewsbury Hall, Maddison were ever present, playing twice a week. And then suddenly Justins and Dewsbury Hall and Maddison get sort of injuries, although my son thinks that may have been a smokescreen. But, I would have been annoyed had they not been fit to play tonight.
I think everybody would, especially because they've been two of the most informed players for us this season. I know, Maddison didn't start the season off too well, but he's just come on, like, especially since October, November time, he's just come on he's come on so much, and he's sort of back to that old Maddison sort of the potential in for an England call up shout. And as we know, Drewsbury, for a first season in the Premier League and for him to be playing European football for the first time, they want to be standout players for me this season. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets voted Player of the Season by the fans and maybe even the players, because he's coming and he's took to it like a duck to water, really. And as you say, had they been injured, then you sort of look at it and think, well, they've not really had much rest, and then you could put it on Brendan for sure, definitely.
Yeah. Scott says there he felt the FA Cup was bigger because they wanted it for so long. That's a good point. Good point. The team that sort of Brad went for yesterday, and I probably convinced him not to go with Barnes. I don't think Barnes has been playing well just recently, and him and Lookman have been changing, one's off, one's on, one's on, one's off sort of thing. And I think Lookman plays better on the left. That's his natural sort of side. I would have had Perez, and I know, again, regular watchers of this show will just think I've suddenly had too many of these siders before we start. Magnus, if anybody wants to send, that's my favourite. Magnus, if you want to send me any, and if Magnus are watching, Magnus. Obviously, other siders, of course, are available from your local store.
I had you down more of a Thatcher's man myself, Chris. To be honest,
Thatcher's is my second favourite.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Thatcher's haze. It's beautiful.
I'm just off topic for a second. I can't stand flavoured ciders. They are the drink of the devil. They really are. I mean, they're this generation's version of the Alco Pops. That's all they are. It's got to. If it's cider, it's got to be apple. Otherwise, it's not cider. What's the point? I did try one once, and this is what put me off. I tried a strawberry cider, and when it came, it looked like gravy in the glass, and it was disgusting. Anyway, moving on. But if Magnus do want to sponsor me, just telling you, if you want to pay in kind, I'm more than happy. I would have said, because Perez, he's obviously done okay in the last couple of European games, and I kind of, like I say, Barnes, he just hasn't impressed me.
Barnes is a strange one, really, because when he's on his day, he'll tear up any defence and he'll run at anybody. But I know exactly what you mean. He's sort of he's really gone off the boil a bit. Again, it's a game set up for him where he's another one that really needs to put in a good showing, because, as you say, I mean, it's sort of like, apart from Perez, there's no one we can really put out there apart from, as you say, Albrighton. But I think Albrighton's more or less the sort of safer option, because you're going to be a bit more solid in defence. But having said that, I think we've got to sort of go for it tonight. But yeah, I agree. Via Barnes. I mean, it's a game where he needs to sort of, like, as you say, pull his finger out, and we need to get something from him tonight.
That said, if he goes off and scores a hat-trick, I'll be sat here saying, told you should have been in from the start. Good evening to Static. How the devil are you? Welcome along, sir. Hope you are well. Not got a horse in this race, so which way do you think it will go, Static? Let us know. Let's have a look at the opposition, if we can. I don't know if you can see that at all. No surprises there, really. I think Mkhitaryan is out injured. And I know there was a Roma fan that was on the chat the other night and saying that he's actually a very big loss for them.
I think he is, I mean, I know it didn't really work out for him in the Premier League, but certain players obviously suited certain different different types of football in different countries. So I think, in Italy, he's done really well for Roma. I just said last week, mate, they've got some quality players. Abraham up front, he'll cause us issues. And, we all know sort of Jose likes that sort of three at the back and wing back formation. So it's going to be tricky, mate. I think we'll see a lot of the ball tonight. I think we'll have a lot of possession, and it's going to be a case of us trying to break them down. So that's where we need the creativity of, you know, your likes of, you know, as we say, Barnes running at the defence, you know, Lookman down the right-hand side, and Maddison's creativity as well, because we're definitely going to need it, because these are going to be really tricky to break down, especially at home with their fans behind them.
Oh, yeah. But the pressure's all on them. And this is what I said when we went to PSV and played them in the second leg. You know, it's a huge stadium, 70,000-seater stadium. You know, they share it with Lazio and also the Italian national team. But the pressure is going to be on them. And do you not, for me, if we do, I mean, I think the best form of defence is attack.
It is. I think we've got to go for it, mate, because at the end of the day, we are going into it as underdogs, really. You know, it's their ground. You know, it's the sort of, it's a ground that it's known for being a formidable place to go. Quite a daunting place. We know that, you know, especially Italian fans in general, not just Roma fans, they're really passionate about football and they always get behind the team. But, you know, we could sort of use that to our advantage. You know, if we can nick an early goal and unsettle them, you know, we can see their fans will get onto them, and, you know, they might collapse. So it can sort of go both ways, really.
Yeah. I mean, if Barnes comes on and does what he does against Randers and scores in the first 2 minutes or so, I will have his babies. I'm not going to lie. Oh, God. Like I say, nervous as hell, but it's the best we can do. I just hope we just put the performance on, you know, go out. If we go out, we go out. But I'd sooner be playing Roma now than Blood Glimt. I don't know how you feel. Because then that's a game where you sort of go into it as excuse me, you know, they had a really decent Europa Conference campaign, to be honest with you. You know, there's some standout performances. I know they smashed Roma in one game, I think. We sort of go into that as favourites, and then, you know, you sort of think, well, if we're not playing well in the game and, you know, we're not at least a goal or two up, then our fans start turning and it just becomes a bit of a nightmare. So I think as a semi-final for us, really, I think it's set up perfectly for us, really, because as you say, you know, I mean, I'm a realist. I don't mind losing, but it's when we don't have a go and we don't play well and we don't at least try and create chances. When we go on to lose a game, I think that's what really frustrates, because I know we all know we've got it in us, and on this day we can turn anybody over. So just as you say, Chris, you know, we might not get this chance again for a European semi-final. So I'm just sort of hoping that we go there and give it a go, and, you know, who knows, maybe even nick it. Who knows? I mean, you know, the Leicester story should continue. They keep putting the Vardy film off until he actually stops playing. But I mean, for me, if we'd have drawn Blood Glimt, we were, like you said, we were literally on a hiding to nothing. But also, you know, it's above the Arctic Circle, which it's bloody cold. I'll tell you. I went there a couple of years ago, and did a cruise up there. I know it sounds posh, doesn't it? You know, but the plastic pitch as well, and that's why they were beating teams like Roma 6-1 and what have you, because it's a plastic pitch. And I'm old enough to remember when QPR had one, and it was always swine to play at, because obviously it reacts differently. The bounce is different and what have you. They play on it all the time. They train on it, and that's why. So I'm glad we got Roma, and we know how, you know, like you said earlier, we know how Josie puts his teams out, so we know what to expect, really.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky either way, mate. And, you know, if you want to get to European finals, whatever competition, you know you're going to come up against some really tough teams. So I think as we've said before, and you've touched on it, you know, I'm one for, I don't really, if we win the competition, you absolutely love it and we all take it and we all celebrate because it's a European trophy. But it's one of them where, because we've not been in the competition from the start, you sort of think, well, you know, but I don't know, mate. I'm as we said before, I'm not nervous really, which is strange. I'm more, as I said to you before, I don't know if it's confidence or false confidence or what, but I think it's sort of a case of what will be. It's another season where we've had another good cup run, regardless of what competition it is. So what happens, mate. As long as we put in a good show and we perform well, then the result will hopefully take care of itself.
Hello, talking about remembering the good old days and what have you. Welcome along, Anthony. He is along, and I know he wants Leicester to do well. Although he's an Arsenal fan, it's only because he's got a bet on Leicester to win it. But any thoughts on the last day at all, Anthony, on regarding the message I sent? Definitely, like I said, hoping we get the win. Just concerned with being opened up in midfield, especially down our right-hand side. We don't ever seem to do anything down the right-hand side. Gaming, thank you very much, sir, and thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. It all helps the channel. Thank you very much for that, and welcome along. I said the other day. I mean, we did a show when we had 4 English teams still in the competition. Man City. I think I had a Man City, Liverpool, a West Ham, and myself in there doing the show. And I said then, I am so against the fact that when teams drop down, because they got, like Man United, got knocked out of the Champions League, they nearly won the Europa against Villarreal. And to me, they shouldn't have been in it. And I don't think we should be in here, but we are, and it's what it is, I guess, isn't it?
That's it, mate. They're the rules, and I suppose if you get eliminated from one European tournament, and you're offered the chance to go into another one and potentially go on to win it, and gives you a gateway into the another upper European competition. And you got to take it, and you have got to take it serious. And as I touched on last week, and I said last week, I think this is a competition where, because it's in its infancy, and there's certain things about it where you look at it and think, well, maybe it is a bit tin pot. I think in 3 or 4 years' time, your likes of your Romas and teams who were still in the competition are going to take it really serious.
Funny
really
you should say that, because I'll tell you what, the teams are lining up. They're in the tunnel now. Remind me, I've got to say something to you, but let's just to get us in the mood, should we have a look at how we got here?
Yeah.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready?
I was up till 5 a.m. I'm going to get my money's worth out, mate. Right, so I just need
well directed, mate. Well directed. That like Martin Scorsese stuff.
Yeah, I don't think Hollywood needs to worry just yet. I'll tell you what, mate. I'm gonna just nib off. Just give you pre-match thoughts. I'll literally be back in 1 minute.
Yes, I'll mate. No worries. As I said last week, it's a game which I think going off the performance from last week, I thought we played really, really well, especially second half. You know, albeit we were chasing a goal and looking for the equaliser, but I think going into this, we can go into it confident. I know league-wise has been up and down all season, but you know, I suppose apart from Europa League, this competition we've done really well in, and we seem to be taking it really serious. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tough. Roma are more than a decent side. They've got really good European pedigree, regardless of what competition they've been in the past. You know, Mourinho's top class manager. He's been there, done it. He's won it all. Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. He knows how to set up a team that's hard to break down. Which I think, as I said earlier, I think we're going to see a lot of the ball. So creativity-wise, we definitely need our top players to be on it, to be able to create the openings, especially, you know, trying to get Vardy in behind and creating space for him to exploit what he does best, because last week we didn't really see it, whether we could do that or not, because as we say, Jose sort of sets up, not to park the bus exact, because I think it's a bit disrespectful to him, to be honest with you, but we know tactically he does like to sit back and soak up the pressure and hit us on the counter, which resulted in their first goal last week. So it's going to be tricky, but I think if everybody's on it and we show commitment and a performance like we did, especially in the second half last week, there's no reason why we can't be winning this game today.
I'm sorry, but I had to do me strictly quick change then, because I put the blue shirt on and we're playing in green. I have to. It's lucky, you see. Sherry, good evening. How the devil are you? Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. Nippon, big up to you, mate. How the devil are you? NS Sports TV. Get over onto his channel if you're a Chelsea fan or just like general football chat on a Sunday night. It is a good channel. Get over there and give him some support. Gaming Ruler said earlier he's getting a little bit shaky. That's the word. That is the word. But we've kicked off and we've got proper look. We've got proper graphics this week. Josh, we didn't have these last week, did we?
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. I'm trying to avoid it if I can, because I know our streams are behind, so excuse me if I don't look at the screen as much. But it's impressive. It's really impressive, mate. I must admit, I've seen, like I said, so I couldn't join you on for the watch along on Sunday for the Spurs game, which I suppose wasn't a bad thing looking back. But I watched a few clips of it on YouTube afterwards, and I like that screen. It's really good. It's clever, isn't it?
It is. Don't ask me how they do it, but it is very, very clever. But I'm only on 134 at the moment, so
I'm on 143.
Oh, we're there or thereabouts, aren't we?
Yeah.
Leicester attacking down the left. Oh, and we lose the ball. He took it too far. He just took it too far, and
he's down injured. He's down injured.
Yeah, but he took it too far. He got the guy to the left of him wanting the pass, and he just let's hope this isn't serious. What's he done?
I know it's Justin as well.
The way he fell.
It's a foul as well. He didn't even get the ball. I might be wrong.
In fairness, I think he almost tripped over himself. I think. Right.
Must have been the angle I looked at, and it don't look good though. I mean, Thomas is warming up.
Yeah, I mean, literally, his foot didn't bend or anything like that. I think it was just the way he went down, on the pitch the way he landed. I know, Jeff.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I think if he is injured and Thomas comes on, I think this is a game where I hope I'm wrong, but this could eat. It's for a young lad like Luke Thomas. I know he's you could say he is experienced now because he's played a lot of football for us, but
He's played in the Europa League, hasn't he? And he has scored.
Yeah,
he has scored in the Europa League. So
I mean, I could be talking absolute gibberish, but
we all do.
It's sort of, you look at it thinking, God, you open another early, substitution we've got to make, and hopefully he's all right. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, just seen Ranieri in the crowd. Of course, he's managed Roma and Leicester, hasn't he? So,
yeah, I've seen both the goals last week. Cause obviously, we gave Lookman the credit, but it turned out to an own goal. So
it was.
Both goal scorers were Pellegrini and Mancini.
Yeah, I know. Oh, hang on, we're asking for a penalty.
Don't know. He looks off the ball.
Yeah. I've seen those given. Well. I'm not sure about this referee. It's a different referee to last week. He hasn't given anything.
I think it's one of them, mate, where if it goes for you, then great. But had that gone against us and it been given a penalty, I think we'd have been fuming, really.
Yes. I mean, the players didn't sort of argue that much,
No, it was worth an appeal, because you never know what's going to happen with VAR. But sort of 6-1 half of a dozen and the other, really. I mean, you've sort of seen them given before, but I don't really think there was any malice behind it. You see a lot of them challenges now in all types of football, I guess. So there's always sort of scuffing and grabbing going on in the box. There is nowadays, definitely, mate. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Have you had the first whiskey yet, Jeff? Or at least whiskey in your coffee? Wake up with an Irish coffee down there in the Philippines. It looks like Justin's back on anyway. Oh, well in Lookman.
I know. Yeah, I was just going to say he closed down really well. Then we look like we're trying to press them high up the pitch, which is good. But you just sort of need to be careful because, as we say, counter-attacking wise, they're really good. So, especially last week, we did, especially in the first half, with their first goal, they sort of exploited the space in midfield and carved us open for their goal. So we need to be careful. But it's good to see us, being brave and not sitting back, and we're sort of having a go at it anyway.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, the players they've got to know that they're on the cusp of greatness, aren't they?
They are, definitely, mate. History makers, not just for ourselves, for a potential first European trophy should we get through today. We'd be inaugural winners of this competition. And, you write yourself in history as not only one of the winners of the tournament, but the first ever winners. So I think that's sort of incentive enough, really.
It is. Although I was reading somewhere, and I didn't read. We're pissing about the back again. We're pissing about the back. Schmeichel, why didn't you just kick it upfield?
Yeah, Johnny Evans.
Passed it out to the left, and it came back to haunt us. I actually was reading a thing the other day that was saying, they basically said, Schmeichel, is he all that? And the guy wasn't obviously a Leicester fan, but it was one of these magazines, free kick on the edge of the box to Roma.
Yeah.
And he was saying that Schmeichel is, he's still, I know he's done a lot for us and Leicester fans, but he was quite critical. And when you read what he was saying, it was you sort of went, wow, and I do know a lot of the time that he obviously has to do what he's told to do, but I just wish he'd put it upfield sometimes.
Yeah, I can't remember which game it was, and one of the commentators was saying, Schmeichel's distribution's one of his. Good save! Good save! Good save by Casper there.
I've frozen. Can you believe?
All right, shot in from the free kick, and he got down well to it. To be honest, to be fair, got quite lucky with the bounce there. They said his distribution is one of his main attributes, and I thought, I don't know if we're watching the same goalkeeper here, to be honest with you. I mean, I know sort of commentators sort of have to go off the best bits, but from what you see, and I think with Casper, I've been critical of certain ththings of his game, especially I've said before, I don't really like it how he doesn't really like to come out and claim the ball and try and collect it. But I think he might be one of them players when he's gone and he's actually left, which I think in the next couple of years he'll leave. He might be one of them where we look back and we sort of you don't really appreciate what you've got till it's gone, if that makes sense. I know it's really cliche, but for him to be, 11 years this year, he's been with us and he's ever present really. Unless he's been injured, he's rarely been dropped. He's made mistakes, but I suppose, when goalkeepers make mistakes, it's always pondered on a lot more because when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it results in a goal, doesn't it? So
well, mate, you look at it now, right? So he's got a goal kick. Oh, prove me wrong, Casper. Prove me bloody wrong and kick the ball upfield. And it goes straight to a Roma player anyway. But I thought he was going to pass it out to one side or the other. Oh, 3 a.m., Jeff. 3 a bloody m. I'll tell you what. If you're doing well. You're doing well being up at that time. But now I was reading somewhere apparently that this league may only be around for 3 or 4 years or seasons.
What, the conference league?
Yeah, that they've done it because of the Super League. Oh, just past the post. Oh no!
Oh my God! No. What are we doing?
Oh no!
Oh, I've just seen the screen.
Oh fucking hell, no! From a corner as well. Shit.
I've literally just looked up and seen it. For fuck's sake.
Oh. What the?
Again, it's one of them things, mate. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be from this corner they've got here. Yeah, it's just shit. It's so simple. It's so simple for a team to score against us at set pieces. It's beyond laughable. I'm not even surprised, though, mate.
To be honest with you, I thought we had got out of this.
It's a great header, isn't it, as well?
I haven't seen it yet, to be honest with you.
Oh, have you not?
I'm still on the first corner.
He's powered through it, and Schmeichel's got absolutely no chance. Whose man is it here? Ricardo's on. Why Ricardo's on Abraham? I don't know. It's a great header. I mean, albeit it's 6 yards out or so. He's proper. He's put everything he can into it, and I don't know what it is when whether we're zonal marking or man marking. When we go up for headers, we never really seem to get off the fucking ground enough. You know what I mean? As daft as it sounds. It's just poor, mate. It's really poor. And as you say, we're sort of looking at it thinking, you hope them days are sort of behind us, conceding from corners and such, but obviously not.
My stream's gone offline.
I don't know, mate. It's so fucking frustrating because it's the same thing as most games this season, and I don't know. Whereas before, the likes of
did not even get off the ground.
I know. That's the thing, mate. That's the thing. He didn't.
I mean, was he being held? No,
It's a good, like I said, mate. I think it's a cracking header, but it's so easy for him. It's so easy. I mean, why is the likes of Fofana not potentially marking Abraham or Evans? Why stick one of your smallest players on one of their tallest players? It does not make any sense whatsoever.
No, absolutely.
And I don't. And you know what it is as well, mate. I don't even think it's. At the start of the season when, we had Evans out, we had Fofana out, and, we had Soyuncu and Armati, and we were sort of thinking, well, when they get back, it's maybe down to, but I don't think it is, mate. I think it's down to what's being taught on training ground. It's got to be. It really has got to be because...
what Kolo Torre is doing.
Yeah. because Evans and Fofana are brilliant. I think they're brilliant in the air. They are really good aerial centre backs. I think they're awesome. But again, it's just why, whether they're deciding on the pitch who marks who.
Tuesday tries and makes up for it. He gets the ball there and he takes a shot when there's people shouting for the ball. And you can see they're looking at him and going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't know.
We just had a corner there, and
I'm just
really physical team, Roma. And you know what, mate? It genuinely wouldn't surprise me if we. I'm not saying we're going to get a penalty, but there's a big chance of us at least getting a good shot for a penalty in this game, which might get looked at some point, because they're grabbing us all over in the penalty area. But that's the sort of stuff we need to be doing, mate. We need to be a bit more streetwise. And I think this season,
I don't think this referee will give a penalty, because there's been a couple of good shouts already and he hasn't done. We have got VAR. So
maybe it's sort of stuff like that where, do we need to sort of be? I think there's plenty of times this season where I've looked at us and thought, maybe we're too soft in matches and we're not very streetwise, and we don't
shit. I've just seen there a ball on the left, and we play it along the halfway line. Oh, and then we get it and we kick it. We just kick it straight out because you don't know where the tail was going.
I don't know, mate. It's frustrating. I mean,
it's just the simple things, It is.
Yeah, it is.
Things, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's easy to criticise, but when you win, if we were winning this 1-0 now, we wouldn't be looking for the mistakes. But because we're losing, the mistakes,
Yeah.
I think you're completely right there, Sherry. I think you're completely right.
I think we do miss Ndidi, definitely. I mean, the way he could break down play, and the thing is with Wilf, as much as I love him, and I think he's on his day, and when he's all guns blazing, he's one of our best players. But he slows play down a little bit, a bit too much. I mean, whereas if you had sort of a hybrid between Mendy and Ndidi, I think you'd have a Kante type player, a Kante type player, really.
Yeah.
It's sort of, if you had, like, as we say, Ndidi's ball winning ability and Mendy's sort of mentality of trying to recycle and get it forward as quick as you can, and you'd have another Kante on your hands. It's just, I think if Ndidi could sort of incorporate that sort of, when he wins the ball, try and move it forward as quick as you can. But having said that, if you got your forward players are not making runs in behind, hey, up there in again here. Oh my God.
I'll tell you what, they're like a dog with a toy. They're playing with us now, totally and utterly playing with us. I mean, Leicester look like they let that goal get to them, to be honest with you. But all I want to say is just we did this a lot against Spurs. We just, for fuck's sake, we just don't get up. There's not a fucking foul, so get up off your arse, Lookman. It's. Sit there pleading with the referee like a baby who's pooed his pants.
Oh, Schmeichel come out and done well there. He punched away.
But it's just like, it's like, do you realise what colours, sometimes I want to say to the Leicester players, do you realise what colour we're playing in? Because you can't pass to another teammate.
It just looks a bit unorganised at the minute. I mean, it's still early days, and, if you're going to concede a goal, then you want to... As daft as it sounds, you want to concede early, and sort of. I mean, there's no need to rush at the minute. We've still got plenty of time, but as you said, mate, we don't seem to be looking like we're doing the basics at the minute. Simple passes, simple 5-yard passes, even just retain the ball for a bit. Just sort of slow the game down a bit if you can, because.
Yeah,
I mean they've had what 3 or 4 really decent chances, including the goal which they scored. Obviously, they could really be out of sight. To be honest,
well, it's just said then on the BBC, it's Roma should be 2 up. I'm just looking now. Frankfurt, West Ham are 0-0. Rangers and Leipzig are still 0-0.
Right.
I think anybody watching, just saying here for the West Ham game, I think anybody watching would be thinking red, but it's a yellow on the field, and it's gone to VAR. Oh, and I think Jeff's just sort of telling us what has happened there. This could be bad to worse for West Ham.
What's this? West Ham sending off, did you say?
Yes.
Potentially.
Yeah, Creswell's off.
Really?
Yeah.
They're away from home as well, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're 2-1 down now and down to 10 men.
Mm.
I mean, you hope that sometimes, the old saying, well, when you're down to 10 men, it's when you play better. Oh, for God's sake.
Fingers crossed, mate.
I've had a red strip for years, Leicester. You cushion the ball and then you pass it.
Oh my God, that is so close.
And Evans then was lucky to get away with that.
Too easy again here, mate. Down the right. Good ball in. Their player gets a touch on that and it's 2. So close.
Yeah, so West Ham down to 10 men, as Jeff said. My stream is not very good this evening.
We all know how Mar went last week, so I'm not saying anything. At the minute, it's behaving.
I tell you, you know what? I'm worried now. The way things are going at the moment, that we're just going to lose it, as in the players will lose their heads, and if we're not careful, we could really be on a bit of a battering here, because Roma are just going to sit back now.
There's a saying, mate. I mean,
fuck.
I think you've just seen the chance that they've just had.
Can I say, I've got to play this because this just might make me happy, but
good football, yeah. Good football. Are you still got your yellow card and red card graphics for tonight as well?
I have, but I don't know whether I'll be
cool.
doing those or not, unless you want me to. it could become a long list. Potentially. I mean, I've got 21 minutes gone, and I've got to be honest with you, it's worrying. It is worrying. I mean,
it is. I mean, they're knocking.
It's closer. Sorry, it's not as bad as this. I thought it'd be worse, but Roma have got 56% and we've got 44%.
Surprised me, mate. Yeah, that has really surprised me because it looks like they've had a lot more of the ball than we have.
Yes,
they're knocking it about really well, working the space really well, sort of moving our players whereabouts they want to move them. And then sort of looking for that killer ball. And as we've seen it, 3 or 4 times where they've got in behind and had really decent chances. So,
go on. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably reacting to something you saw 25 minutes ago. But
no, it's all right, mate. I think you might even be ahead of me now, to be honest.
No, because I'm looking at one. I'm about 2 minutes behind what I told you I was before on the other stream.
Right, okay.
Oh no, what? That's 21:52. 20. Oh, I'm confused. I should just watch the graphic. Really, I tell you what, I have noticed is it is a bit like a boxing match where the featherweight's getting in with the heavyweight, because they are just bundling us off the ball.
Yeah, completely bullying us, mate. Completely. Yeah. As I said about 10 minutes ago, though, we don't really seem to have that in us where we're sort of, I think you need a couple of dirty players where they're going to, leave it on them a bit, not reckless or, not sort of red card inducing, but just sort of let them know you're there and we do seem to come off as a bit soft at times. And I think there's a few goals this season where certain players could have took a tactical foul, maybe took a yellow card where they've not done it and we've conceded. So I'd like to see a bit more streetwise going into next season, definitely, because it's all good, being, we play fair and, we try and play best football we can, but sometimes you just need to win really ugly, even if, you don't get the plaudits and, you sort
of... At the end of the day, if we come off a match winning 1-0 and, we did under Ranieri, had very little possession and what have you.
Exactly,
cares?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just again just get the ball away in a decent area. I mean, I might be being a bit harsh on Dewsbury all there, to be honest with you. It looked like it was pinged into me at about 80 mile an hour. So, but yeah, it's just trying to make the ball stick a bit, really. I mean, Madison's gone down there. Referees gave nothing. It looked like it went down a bit easy, to be honest with you.
I mean, the referee... let's just see if we can find out.
Good tackle, Luckman. Well done.
It's not telling me where the... No, it's not telling me where the refs are from.
I don't know what it is about Ademola Lookman, right? And I love the lad to bits. I think he's been a really good player for us. But he always looks like he's sort of like thinking if he's left the oven on at home or something. He's always got sort of a quizzical look on his face that he's thinking about something else. Even when he scores, even when he scores goals, he's sort of like looks like he's thinking about like just I don't know whether he's recorded EastEnders on Sky Plus or something like that. It's really strange.
Do you think that we are being critical, and I think we're being critical because we're losing 1-0 and we're both annoyed. But I just think, is it because I know you see the referee didn't give anything there? Is it just because we've done so well the last 2 years that we know our standards are higher than this? Because this season, even we've had all the players back, we've not played to last season's standards.
Yeah, I think we've said it many times before, Chris, where sometimes when you take a sit back and you think, God, we are still only Leicester. As much as being a Leicester fan, I mean, I know we're not. But I think we're the greatest team in the world. For me, do you know what I mean? Because that's never a foul. I can't believe he's gave that. Because it's Leicester and we love them to bits, but I think maybe because the last 2 seasons, where I know the last 6-7 games of each season we completely dropped off. No, there's nothing wrong with that. He's sort of gone in behind there.
Overall, we have Jeff. So the graphic is always ahead of us. It's because of our. Well, I'm on the laptop. So it's not as good as the TV. West Ham have conceded, so it's now it is now Frankfurt 3, West Ham 1 on aggregate. Rangers have scored 2, so it's Rangers 2, RB Leipzig 1. I mean, we take the poo out of Scottish football, but well done, Rangers.
Yeah, they're doing the bit, aren't they? Definitely.
Yeah.
Fair play to them. Hopefully, I mean, like as we were saying, mate, before, I'm still rooting for West Ham Rangers final. I think it'd be really good, but should West Ham not go through, I'll be backing Rangers. You want British teams to do as well as they can, really.
No. They're Scottish. We don't want them to do well.
Although
everything is going against us here. Every decision.
Yeah, it is. It is. We've not had. It looks like he has. Yeah. I'm quite jealous, to be honest with you. It's a good. Yes. It's a good Barnet, that is.
I was watching the programme on telly the other day, Well, earlier on
okay.
today, it's called hair hunters. I thought they could look on my head because see if they can find any for me.
But going back to your question about us being critical, I mean, you've sort of got to say it. You got to say it how you see it. I mean, last week we were 1-0 down, but I don't think we were being overly critical last week. Even at 1-0 down, I thought we were looking for the positives, and performance-wise, I thought we were doing well, to be honest. And then obviously we got the deserved equaliser. So I don't think we're overly critical, really. It's just so far we've just, whether it's a case of Mourinho's tactics and the way they've set up ain't allowing us to play our game at the minute.
The whole season, like you say, for whatever reason, whether it's because of injuries or whatever, the season, we know, for me anyway, I know we can play better than we are. You know, and,
definitely.
The way we used to pass the ball about in them 2 seasons, now we couldn't pass our way out of a paper bag, definitely. Madison's just kicked the ball against the Roma player and it's gone out. And, it's... And I don't think this referee is going to give us anything. And I tell you what, is Vardy playing? Because
I know, mate.
Hardly anything of Vardy. It's all right having Vardy on the pitch and going, Vardy's back. But if we don't give him a supply, give him a supply.
Yeah.
Then he's not going to get. I mean, for fuck's sake, Vardy, you bloody useless. I mean, he had the ball and he was trying to get it out to Lookman. You've probably seen this, and it's behind him, and he's had to stop his run. We've got to get past this. The sun shines out of Vardy's arse. No, it doesn't. He's no different to any other striker. And even before he was injured, he wasn't on a rich vein of form this season of goal scoring.
He wasn't,
you could argue.
I know what you mean.
Ball, but.
The thing is, we're not. We can't play to his strengths because of the way they're setting up. He's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think
maybe Rodgers needs to look at it and get Nacho on.
Yeah, or maybe even, as you say, sort of match them and go sort of 3 at the back and maybe try 2 up top. Because I think, as I said last week,
I agree, Jeff, by the way.
It's sort of a game. It would suit Iheanacho because he does make the ball stick well and he can hold the ball up and bring others into play. I mean, we're sort of looking to.
For fuck's sake, Leicester. He's got the ball and he passes it back to Fofana, who's in green. Leicester, we're playing in green, and you pass it right past him. Oh, fucking hell, referee. Then he brings him down and he fucking doesn't give anything.
Yeah, we're not getting anything here, mate.
We've got it on the edge of the box, and he passes it right back to Fofana, who's almost on the halfway line, but he passes it past him.
Yeah, we're not getting anything here.
I mean, God's sake, Leicester. You've got to turn up, and at the moment, you're not turning up.
It just seemed like we're panicking. We're just panicking on the ball a bit.
Yeah. Pass it to a player who's got 2 Roma players marking him. That's brilliantly clever, Evans, Who can I pass this to? The guy next to me who's got nobody marking him, or the guy in front of me that's got 2 Roma players on him? Oh, I know. I do it to the guy in front of me that's got 2 Roma players on. What they're saying about footballers being thick.
Oh, hey, up there in again here. Abraham, good pass to the outside. Another corner.
Oh, God. I mean, Brendan is going to have to do something along the lines of what he did against PSV, when he changed the game. Or was it Rennes when he made the half-time subs?
I think it was PSV, weren't it?
Was it PSV?
Yeah, when Perez and Equan have made a difference.
Bloody hell, again, mate, they've got a player number 59 for them. How many players have they got, Roma? Mind you, they're playing like they've got 58 on the pitch at the moment, I
think you tend to, oh my God, you tend to find that the continental teams and the foreign teams, they'll have really random squad numbers. It's really strange. Yeah. I remember I've said to you before, I'm quite closely following Inter Milan ever since from, the R9 days back in Football Italia, like back in 97, 98. And they had it was really weird. They had a player called Ivan Zamorano, and he wanted, I was pretty sure he wanted number 9, but obviously Ronaldo were number 9. So what he did was he had a 1 and then a small plus sign and then an 8. Swear to God, honestly, I'm 100% certain it was Ivan Zamorano, Chilean, really good player, but because he couldn't have number 9, he had 1 plus 8.
No, neat. I tell you what, they've just, I mean, it's a while ago, but they just had a player go down in the box, and in fairness to the referee, he's not even looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm upsetting your dog, Jeff. Fireworks and me doing a watch along don't have dogs present. Oh dear.
You need to be a bit more composed on the ball. Have a look up, and just even if we could keep the ball for a couple of minutes, a few minutes, at least it'll sort of be. Fucking hell, Tiedemann's got lucky there. At least it's sort of be progress on what we've played so far, because we're just rushing and panicking, and it's playing right into their hands.
I don't look at my phone. My phone's just gone off.
Is it?
But then again, it didn't go off for the Roma goal, which was surprising.
I'm still trying to avoid looking at the screen, if I'm being honest. It's hard though. Well done, well done. Come on then. That's bad. That's a fucking late. That's a late challenge on Dewsbury. Refs let it go on though. Come on then. Quicker Lookman there. Ricardo's on the overlap. In a good position as well.
Oh dear. I mean, tomorrow night I'll probably look. If we do lose it, and obviously we might not yet, we'll look back at this and go, well, we got to a semi-final.
Yeah, you could say that, but when you turn up and play like this, you sort of think, well, I'm not writing us off at all. While it's 1-0, we've got every chance in the world, and I still think we'll come back second half and put on a better showing than what we have done. But if you go on to lose, 1-0 in a game like this, and you ain't really had a go, then you sort of think, well, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean?
I'm drinking cider.
Yeah.
Wonder what the Leicester players have been eating, because they look like they're pissed because they fall over at the slightest touch. I mean, for God's sake. Sorry, I didn't think I was watching women's football tonight, but I think the women's Leicester team has turned up. Because to be honest with you, get Lookman off is a waste of space tonight. Definitely get Lookman off. I shouldn't have Perez on the way he's playing. But every time they go for a 50-50, our players just get pushed off the ball.
Yeah, just physically better than we are, mate. And it's sort of. They look like they know what they can get away with, and they just as we said, Mourinho is a very clever manager. He'll drill into these players. The sort of not the dirty side of the game, but if you can get away with certain things, then why not do it? I just wish we were a bit more like that, as I said earlier.
Oh, cross straight into the goalkeeper. Nobody's even running for it. I can't decide whether I'm actually watching Leicester City or the Powder Puff Girls at the moment.
Well done to Leicester ladies as well, because they stayed up yesterday, didn't they?
They did. Congratulations to them.
Done really well.
Yeah.
And it weren't looking good halfway through the season for them either, really, was it? So
no.
Brilliant news. Well done to them.
They've got really the new manager in, Lydia, whatever she is called. And I did actually interview the manager before, and it's amazing what the work he had done to get Leicester to where they were. But yeah, it was nice to see them stay up.
Yeah, incredible, mate. Really incredible. I don't like to say, I think we're looking like they're probably going to come straight back down at one point. But
yeah.
I think, you know what, having said that, I think the standard of women's football is, I mean, and this is not in a misogynistic way at all. It's still miles behind men's football, but you know, as we know, in the last 4 or 5 years, it's come on leaps and bounds, and the standard of it's pretty good, to be honest with you. I won't lie. I watch a few games here and there, and it always seems to be a lot more open than what men's football is. Anyway, you don't get them high score lines and.
You don't get them
exactly.
Down
That's it, mate. Yeah.
And I tell you what,
exactly.
when was it last season? We had female refs and linesmen who were better than the men, and we did a thing. If you haven't done it yet, guys, I think it's live today. If you go, it's on the Facebook and on my Twitter. Oh, Gunnell Vardy, if he gets the ball, doesn't control it. Go on to Leicester Till I at Leicester TID or Leicester Till I Die Facebook page, and there's a link to a podcast called A Matter of Opinion. It's Brad's podcast. I was on it last night, and kick the ball out, why don't we? And we were talking about female managers and should they be managing the men's team. Or are they good enough to manage the men's team? It was a very, very interesting chat. So you can't see it. It is just a podcast, but check that one out. I say it's called A Matter of Opinion. It's on Spotify as well. It's also on YouTube as a podcast. And the funny thing was, I did say that we were talking about women managing men's football teams, and yet there was only one girl and 3 men on the panel, which kind of summed it up at the moment, doesn't it? Ricardo's not in this game either.
No, he's not, mate. It's an interesting point, that though, mate. I think you're definitely going to see that happen within the next couple of seasons. And why not? To be honest with you, why not?
Apparently, the Chelsea manager, who has basically won everything she can at Chelsea, turned down a move to either Fleetwood or AFC Wimbledon. And they're saying, well, if she's going to turn that sort of job down, are they ever going to get the chance? And I went, what would you turn down? You're managing Chelsea women's team that are in the Champions League semi-finals. You're winning everything. Why would you go to Fleetwood or bloody Wimbledon?
Which is true, definitely. But I suppose it's sort of that first woman manager making that leap of faith and deciding, you know. You're not going to get.
I can't. I think that to go from Chelsea women to AF.
Oh, that's a bad foul. I totally understand what you're saying, but I don't really think the likes of a Championship team, or definitely not a Premier League team yet. Anyway, it sort of take that gamble really. So I think that's why you probably, like you say, you know, you're seeing the likes of. Ooh, left it on him a bit there. The likes of your AFC Wimbledons and your Fleetwoods, you know, thinking, well, you know, give it a go and see how it goes. Really, you know, it's never been done before, so you never know what's going to happen, do you? I guess.
No, you don't. It does take just one person to take that. It's still the same scores. Frankfurt 1, West Ham 0. They're saying here that. I love the BBC. They just described that. They go, ooh, and Jimmy comes flying in on Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Apparently they're saying West Ham can barely get a kick. Frankfurt are running them ragged. Even if they can hang on for another half hour, they'll be utterly spent. Plus, they'll still be 2 goals behind. It looks an impossible situation, but then so did Reels last night. That is very true at 90 minutes.
Yeah. As you were saying before we came in, what a game that was. That were incredible.
Yes, yeah. David, sorry, you've both been up there a while. I totally agree with you, mate. Barnes kicks the ball ahead of himself without any pressure and kicks it out for a goal kick. David, literally, that's just come up on the BBC, and it said Leicester take the free kick quickly, feed Harvey Barnes down the left, but he runs it out to play for a goal kick. It's like that at the end, like, yes, we know what you're saying.
You know, I know we're not really seeing much of Lookman, although he's in here. Blocked. Whether or not it's because we've not really attacked down the left hand side, we've seen absolutely nothing of Harvey Barnes at all, and
no. No.
I mean, fucking hell, that pass there, it's just ridiculous. I mean, if it were me, I'd put Lookman on the left, and as you said earlier, mate, bring Perez on.
Yes.
Just try something different.
He has, Sherry.
Go on,
he
then.
has been awful this season, and I don't like. I like him as a player, and I wouldn't want to sell him, but
No. You have a free kick here. Ricardo wins the farm. Excuse my language, Chris. You'll see it in a minute.
I've been swearing.
The refs just gave a free kick against Ricardo, and it is a fucking joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait till you see it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Neil, I'll send you the link, mate. Come on at half time. That would be good. Yeah, I've just seen that, mate. I mean, and of course, the Roma players, they just go down like it's not. Tillemans, what's he doing? I've not seen anything of Tillemans either. There's so many players that are totally absent tonight.
Yeah, we've not seen much of anybody really, have we?
No.
I can't think of. I genuinely can't think of one player that's actually stood out. I mean, I'd probably say Casper for a couple of saves that he's made, albeit one that were really good save, and then he's had a couple straight at him. But I suppose that's his job. He's got to be there. So, but other than that, there's nobody really. Absolutely nobody. There's nobody that sort of wants to get on the ball and have a go or sort of make something happen. I mean, just poor, mate.
Is it all with that bad, or is it just Roma making us look that bad? To be honest with you,
that's a foul. I think it might be a bit of both, mate. As daft as it sounds, we knew what we were going to get with the Mourinho team, mate. He is the master at soaking up pressure and hitting teams on the counter, and he'll be happy to sit back with this and take it as it is. But it's being sort of being able to counteract it tactically. And
it's easy for you to say.
There's just no plan B, mate. We've just got no plan B, and it's
the plan A is not going very well, is it?
That's the thing, mate. There's nothing. I've said this time and time again before, where if things ain't going for you, and games like this where it's good to have a big target man, but we've not got one because you can whip balls in, and we ain't had that player since Ulloa, really. I mean, I suppose you could say Slimani, but I don't think he were brilliant in the air for how big he was.
I used to love Ulloa.
I did, mate. I don't really think he gets the credit that he deserves. Being total fairness with you. Absolute for me, there were certain games where he didn't play well, but he scored some massive goals for us, and he created panic in the box, didn't he? Really?
Yeah. And there we go. It's half time. And it is 1-0, and we do not look like gaining this game. Right, I'm going to go and have a quick break, as I believe you are as well. Everybody that's watching, thank you very much. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Oh, fuck. Hello, how are we? I'm guessing, looking at a few of the comments there, pissed off. Let's just quickly, before we bring our guests back in, let's just have a look at the stats here. I don't know whether they're catching up or they've kicked off for the second half here. Not sure what is happening on my stream. Let's just have a look. Oh, here we go, half time. So it's 1-0 to Roma, 42% to our 57% possession, 7 shots to our 4. To be honest with you, we had 4 shots. Shots on target 3. Well, none of ours have been on target. Corners 5 to our 2. It's looking dire. It really is. It is looking dire. Maybe we should sign him from Spurs. But we're going to bring in Josh. Good evening, sir. Welcome back.
Hello again, mate.
And let's bring Neil in from Beyond the 90. Neil, welcome along.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that first half, mate.
The referee's having an absolute stinker, but we need to be playing a lot better. I mean, there's parts of the play, every time that Roma get the ball, they know their purpose, they know what they're doing, they're driving our defense, and they look more effective and clinical going forward. We need that. We're not out of the game. We're in the game, but we need to up our levels again, because going forward, I mean, the midfield's playing okay. We need to, Roma will part the bus. This is Jose tactics. We have to be better than this. We can't keep playing into his traps. And I think a lot of the time we need to be more effective up top. If we're going to get anything from this game, it's going to be from Lookman or Ricardo down that right-hand side. I don't know if I've been watching what's it called at the moment on that left-hand side. Barnes just looked completely missing. I don't know if that's just me realizing this or he's not getting the ball. I couldn't reckon. I forgot he was on the pitch for long periods of time.
Yeah, I mean, welcome Brad in. Hello, Brad. How the devil are you? You just messaged me saying you're fuming.
Yeah, I am, mate. I'm absolutely fuming. That was spineless. That was effortless, and that was absolute. I've never seen. Is it only Ricardo that realises we've got a state-of-the-art gym tech? Because none of them work on upper body strength, except for Ricardo. I didn't see a single player there have a backbone. We moan in this country about players going down easy, and all I saw in that first half was, I've lent this way, so if I go down easy, you've got to give me a free kick. Pathetic. Get on with yourself. Get on with yourself.
I did say, Neil, that I couldn't decide whether I was watching Leicester City or the Powder Puff Girls, which basically backs up what Brad was saying.
Ricardo's only sod that's been actually showing some muscle and strength. I think he must go to training, sat in a gym going, we'll say to stop playing golf. Maybe we should scrap the golf course and get them working on their upper body swing and not their arm swing, because all they're doing is flaying their arms around, waiting for the swing to go their way, which they're not going to get.
Not set pieces.
Sorry, Neil.
Yes, set pieces. Good to know we've worked on them as well, isn't it?
Neil, I mean, Vardy's not been in it. Barnes has not been in it. Lookman has not been in it. Tillemans I've not seen. The defence, so. I mean, it's just a poor performance all round, isn't it?
We're still in this. We're not completely out of it, but we need to be doing a lot better, especially going forward and going to Roma and showing this much respect almost. We need to just go and be a bit nasty, get into them a little bit.
Yeah,
they are marking players out of the game, and I think Jose is doing a really good job of managing their team, but we have to be the team that goes their ground and takes 3 points like we did against PSV. We're going to have to up our performances massively in the second half, massively, because it isn't good enough. We're still in this. We're not completely out. No. Roma are going to sit back for a bit, and I think we have to capitalize on it. The fact we're having 0 shots on target is nowhere near good enough. We need to get the final balls, the final passes missing. But we are, if there's anything good, it's going to be down that right-hand side. But I don't know if we need substitutions right now, but we need just a change of mentality and just to wake these players up. Because we are 45 minutes away from crashing out and 45 minutes away from being in a in a final of a European competition. I think they need to get it into their head that this is this close to getting into this position, and we can't bottle it once again.
Josh, I said to you, didn't I? I said, are we being as bad as looking at it? I think we are. Or are Roma making us look bad?
As I said before, mate, I think it's a bit of both, really. I mean, Jose, he set them up perfect. But going, as Neil's just said, and
trying to get a freebie, Neil. Sorry.
as Neil just said, and it echoes what I said. We do need to be a bit more streetwise and a bit more, firmer in the tackle, and just leave it on them a bit. I mean, I think I only seen once in that first half where Vardy went in, put an hard challenge in, and the player went down and he sort of took half of the ball and half man. And, in these sort of games where I know, chances are the referee's going to, pull it up and you'll get a foul given against you. But at least you're letting them know that you're there. And we've not done that enough in the half, and we've seen them all over us, really. And, we know the referee ain't giving us anything. So we sort of need to be a bit more, I'd say a bit more nasty, but more clever with it, really.
Yeah. Just looking here, Brad, half-time summary on one of the sites. Roma looked a threat going forward as well as solid at the back. Mourinho will be hoping that they can get another early goal to give them a better cushion. Now, Leicester haven't really gotten going so far, but Rodgers will take confidence from the fact that 10 out of their 13 goals in the competition have come in the second half. I mean, we can't rely on that, can we?
No, in fact, the only thing he should be taking as comfort is Roma must be out there going, oh, I won't be surprised if they walk down the tunnel and gone, great training session, lads, good training session against the reserves, well played. And Jose's gone, no, hold on a minute, we're playing a team that's supposed to be putting in some effort here. And they've gone, oh yeah, actually, yes, oh God, we should have made it 2 or 3-0 because we could have done that with ease. They really could have done that with ease. They're not. Forget first gear. These are cruising in neutral to the final. I wouldn't have been surprised if the cocky sods in the stand after they scored went, hey, tickets to Albania the final on the way because they ain't scoring. Hey, get me tickets booked now. I mean, we've got to show something. We have to show something. Otherwise, like you said, it is wasteful. What was the point in beating PSV? What was the point in putting that effort in at home? If you're just going to chuck it away here, it reeks of desperation. And for God's sake, Barnes, get a clue or get off the pitch.
I played this earlier, and I think we need to be playing this again, and we can dream.
I know Brad's just said it reeks, but I'll tell you what doesn't reek. The wax melt my missus has just put on, it's phenomenal.
The what, sorry?
No. The wax melt my missus has just put on is phenomenal.
I'll tell you what, that wax melt mate's probably got more strength than the ability to tackle. Honestly,
Neil, sorry, Brad, I just want to come to Neil. Scott says here, hope he doesn't bring Chowdhury on. I guarantee he will be sent off in 10 minutes. I think we've got that out of Chowdhury's game, but PSV, he made the changes. I think it was at half time and they worked. It was a tactical masterclass from him. Will he make changes now? And I mean, I think he should. If so, what would you change?
I mean, I think what we need to do is just, from what I've heard as well, it looks like Amate is coming on as well. I don't know what's going to happen there. But we need to do something with the possession. There's no point in having more possession if you're just going to milk around with it at the back and it comes forwards and backwards. And when Roma do it, they have possession. There's a reason why they're doing it, and they're 1-0 up. So they're going, sure, we're going to kick it to the back, no problem. We don't look as nowhere near comfortable as Roma do. And it's annoying because we're not even playing close to our best. We need to get into them a little bit. Keenan Dewsbury-Hall is working his socks off in the midfield, but it just doesn't look like it's working. As soon as they get one touch through, they're through our midfield. Farner's tidying up a little bit, but we're gonna have to see because it's just not good enough in my opinion. And again, we can't be. I don't know if it's a mentality problem. We might come out in the second half and win this, and then we're all jubilated, but we can't be putting in forms like this, especially when we threw away the Everton game.
I'll put in there because they've just kicked off for the second half. Mm-hmm. So Thanks very much, Brad. Thanks very much, Neil. Yeah. Come back. We're not doing a post-match tonight, so come back if you want at full time, and maybe we'll be talking extra time, or maybe we're talking about a win. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for popping on.
Guys.
Cheers.
See you later.
See you later, lads.
Thanks a lot, both. So, second half has kicked off. So, that finished suddenly, didn't it?
I love how animated Brad gets.
I know that it's like, you know, they say about opposites attract. I mean, you've got him, he's sat there, Neil sat there, very calm, very collected. You have to sort of look closely to see whether his screen's frozen or not. And then you look to Brad and it's passion. It's passion. That's what it is.
It is. It looks like he's gone 3-5-2, mate.
Just as you said that, then Sherry's just put literally before you just said it 3-5-2. Yeah. So who's come on and who's gone off? Let's have a look.
I think it looks like Iheanacho's come off. Iheanacho's come on for Barnes, and I don't know. I imagine Lookman's come on for Albrighton. Then you'd think. I don't know. Sorry, Albrighton. Amarty's come on for Lookman. I think. I'm not sure.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Lookman's off. Yeah, you're quite right. And Barnes is off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3-5-2, which at least, I've got to be honest with you, is the system that I went for, even though I must admit he's not got half my team in. But at least he's gone for the formation I said. Excuse me.
Well, it's like for like now, isn't it? You match up with them, so
yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, taking Lookman and Barnes off, it made all the sense. And I mean, I think Lookman tried, and a lot of our attacking was sort of going down his side, but Barnes was just totally anonymous.
Yeah. Which he had been for a few games.
He has. Yeah, he has. It's a tricky one with Barnes because I think he's got it in him. He has got it in him, but he's really frustrated. He's a really frustrating player.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But like you say, looking at that team to start, if everybody plays to the best of their ability, it's a winning team.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a free kick here.
Let's hope it goes. Let's hope they go 3-5-2, and it brings us something. What time are you on at the moment?
I'm just looking at a replay of Dewsbury Hall at the minute. 47:05.
Oh, you're about 45 seconds ahead of me.
I'm doing all I can to avoid looking at that graphic screen.
Don't blame you. What did you say you were on? Sorry, 47.
No, I'm on 47:22.
That one's even further behind. Good God.
Are we still playing the first leg on one of your streams?
I think we are. Oh, hang on.
Has Lookman just scored?
We've got a free kick. The ref has given us a free kick.
Come on then, Justin. Well done. Well done. Oh, well done. He done really well there.
That first half seemed to go very quickly.
It did. It always does when you're losing, doesn't it?
Yeah. Jeff says here at half time, the BBC stated Lookman was our best player. Wow.
I wouldn't agree, but I wouldn't disagree, really. I think I'd say you're one of the better performers in the first half, but it's not really saying much, to be honest.
No. every time we sort of get a corner or a free kick or we're attacking, and just look over at the graphic just to see whether it's worth me getting excited.
Nah, no, it's hard not to, isn't it?
Yeah. That free kick goes straight out, and Roma on the attack. Oh, well done, Kieran. Well done. And the ref didn't give a free kick either. Come on, Leicester. James down the side.
Well done. Go on.
Excited. Why am I getting excited? Because you've already seen that.
Vardy. Good tackle. No, ref. Formation change looks like it suits us a lot more against these anyway, definitely. So, I know it's only been 5 minutes or so, but we look a lot better.
And just as you say that, another fucking free kick.
Oh, we just got Johnny Evans bought a free kick there. No, he didn't even touch him, the player. Didn't even touch him. Is it? I mean, it's the level of our own penalty area, like, but
yeah, we'll take it. We'll take anything.
Yeah, that's it. As long as it's not going anywhere near our goal.
Exactly. Guys, just to anybody that's watching, if you're thinking of joining us for the post-match after the show, we're not going to be doing the post-match this evening. I'll either be pissed off because we've lost or I'll be pissed because we've won. So either way, I won't be up for doing a post-match. Neil, totally right, mate. Yeah, Josh was just saying that. It is totally better, isn't it?
It is 100% better. I mean, as I say, I know it's only 5 minutes in, but we look like we're sort of trying to attack with a bit more purpose now. And, you know, Justin, especially down the left-hand side so far, he looks like he's offering us a lot more out wide than...
Sorry, Matt. I've just seen the Evans foul, if you like.
Nowhere near him.
No, and it was right near the linesman as well.
I know. I think I was closest to Johnny Evans than what the Roma player was then, to be honest. It's just a shame it weren't outside the box, eh? It weren't outside their penalty area.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
That's what I say, Chris. You know, you got to do little things like that. You have got to. I mean, essentially, he's dived, so it's cheating. But you know, against Europeans, exactly, mate. Exactly, against European sides, you got to be a bit more cute and play the referee a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything, do anything to give you an advantage, you know.
Yeah. Ranieri is applauding.
Great ball. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, I've got a stream. I'm on 52 minutes on this stream.
Oh, I am, yeah. Oh, you might be ahead of me now, to be honest. We have Ranieri's just come up on my screen.
Yeah, he's just stood up and accepted. I mean, Leicester fans must be applauding him, and like the gentleman he is, he stood up and acknowledged them.
Yeah.
Whatever you say about Claudio, he was a gentleman 110%. Corner. Come on, Leicester. Don't say I'm not going to say anything about being in front of you because you know what will happen. Come on, Maddison, please.
Good tackle, Dewsbury.
In. Put a decent corner in. In fairness, Inacho went up for it, but it was well defended by Roma. I mean, what is the point? Oh, that was unlucky. Oh, and it freezes. What did I say? Just then, we had the ball in the middle of the field, and what did we do? We just passed it into space where there was no player.
Yeah.
Del Boy, good evening. How the devil are you? I've been doing a really good impression of you. You've missed my impression of Del Boy Gunner. Here we are. I'll do it for you, Del Boy. Fuck. Come on, fuck it now. There we go, Del. That's not a bad impression of you. Welcome along, Del. Hope you are well. David, yes, we are playing better, but how could we have been worse? That is a very
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I think we were actually lucky to only be the 1 goal down.
We are definitely. I mean, I know. Sort of first off, as that comment just said, we couldn't really be any worse. We know that. I say the last 10 minutes of the first half just sort of petered out, really. So you sort of going into half time and hoping you come out with a bit more impetus, and you sort of push to at least try and look like you're going to. Oh my God, that pass! Jesus Christ! They're in here. They're in. Abraham, well done for Farner. Well done. Oh, free kick and ball. We couldn't really have been any worse. I mean, had we played like this all game, then I know at the minute we're sort of clutching at straws, looking for positives, I guess. If we'd have played like this all game, you're sort of thinking, well, it's nothing special, but because we were so poor first half, at the minute we're looking like prime Brazil.
Yeah. He absolutely just ran straight into the back of Kieran Dewsbury Hall then.
Yeah.
It's a good point, David. It's a good point. I don't even know where the referee is from, to be honest with you. It's not the referee I had in the first leg, which I didn't think he was brilliant, to be honest with you. But Leicester on the attack that's in the box, and Roma clear it very, very easily.
I mean, they're completely, they at the minute it looks like they're completely camped on the edge of the box. They're set up really well, and they know that it's going to take a complete moment of magic from us to really break them down, because defensively they look absolutely solid. Whereas in the first leg, I thought we broke them down really well, and we had plenty of decent chances, really. Yeah. It's going to be tricky, mate. It's going to be tricky. I still think we can do it, but it's going to be tough. I think the formation.
Just seen Tilleman's name come up there. He hasn't really done anything special tonight.
Madison's
we're
just
just
done well
expecting
there.
Too much of him.
I don't know if it's a case of expected too much, because obviously he's set his own standards with, how he's been since his time with us, I guess. But just like you say, the last 2 or 3 months, having said that, I'd probably say majority of the season, mate, he's not hit the heights that we know that he can do, because on his days he's genuinely world class, and there's been games where I look at him and think, God, how is he still playing for us? I hate to use the expression, because I think it's a bit tin pot, really, but I sort of think, he's far too good for us. But he's not. I mean, whether it's a case of, as we said earlier, he's played. Yeah, I've just seen that one. He's played that much football for us, and he has been literally one of the first names on the team sheet, whether fatigue's getting to him or what. But he's not really done himself any favours to get the big move that he wants, which I still think he'll get, because form's temporary and class is permanent. And I do believe he is genuinely world class. He does it for Belgium when he plays for them. So no doubt he'll get a big money move, but he needs to definitely up his levels of performances, because they've not been good enough.
That it's Vardy just had a free kick. Vardy's just had a kick on goal, and it was blocked by Abraham. So they really are sitting behind the ball now. Then, if Abraham's is that far back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well done, Madders. Well done.
We've got a corner.
Corner. Yep.
Even this one is behind the graphic. I'm not feeling confident at all. I really am not. Oh, That's why there was a block by. It was a cute corner. That was a very
it was
corner.
very, very clever.
Yes,
very clever.
Yeah, that's why Abrahams was back blocking it. You know.
So you don't mind trying stuff like that, though. I mean, it can come off. Did you watch the Bournemouth Forest game on? Was it Tuesday night?
No.
And they're well worked free kick. You know, it looked like I think it were Billing, the Bournemouth player, like he was going to shoot, but he laid it inside the area, and I think it was Keith Moritz at first time, and it was a well worked free kick because nobody were expecting it. So you don't mind stuff like that because it gives you more sort of a better chance than rather just swinging it in. And I mean, you know how poor we are at conceding from corners, let alone scoring from them. So you don't mind stuff like that.
They are going down easily, these Roma players, aren't they?
Yeah, but again, it's playing the referee and playing the occasion, mate. You know, I know it looks like the ref's letting a lot go, and we've not had any decisions, big decisions, go our way. Really, I mean, they were looking at the potential foul on Fofana as a penalty at half time, and the more you look at it, you look at it, you think, maybe that should have gone to VAR. Really, you know, they should have at least had a look at it.
But then again, you know, we know. Oh, Roma have just taken the ball. Oh yes. Oh, then it fucking freezes again. They just kicked the ball. Yeah, it was a good block from Leicester. But Roma they're coming back into this half now. But we'll say we know what they're like. It's not like we're still like, oh God, this is how the Italians are playing. We know what they're like, you know.
Yeah.
But I tell you something though, with these Italian players, they might be doing well here, but they ain't going to be at the World Cup.
Oh, that was surprising, mate. That was, wasn't it? Really surprising.
Yeah. Oh, we've kicked the ball out. No, we haven't. I thought he was kicking the ball out there. Amati. He's I think the most improved player this season for me, it's got to be Amati.
Yeah, definitely. He just comes on and does a job, doesn't he? I guess.
Yeah.
He never does anything overly spectacular, but he comes on and does a job. Oh, come on! Would you?
No, he does. But I mean, last season, Marty was coming on, you'd be going, oh, God, no, you know, but...
Yeah.
Do you remember when we played Atletico Madrid in the second leg? I think it was at our place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they said, like, you know, they said at half-time then, Leicester, just go out and give it your best shot because you'll live to regret it if you don't. And if you go out having given it your best shot, then, you know, you've at least tried. That's what we need to be doing here. And I don't think the players are just quite doing that.
Exactly, mate. But again, it goes back to what we were saying earlier about having a plan B and maybe, you know, a big target man up front. I remember as that game, we brought a Jower on and we were just pumping balls into the box relentlessly. And they literally didn't know what to do. And he caused absolute mayhem. And I think did our goal come from Vardy, and was it a rebound that fell to him in the box, and we had 2 or 3 good chances after that to, you know, nick goals here and there. But again, that's sort of what that sort of player can bring to, you know, just whip the ball into him, and, you know, defense panics, and, you know, he might not, you know, get a header on goal or create a chance, but, you know, if he wins flick-ons and knockdowns, then you know you've got the chance of winning the second ball. But having said that, there's not many teams that sort of play that sort of football anymore, I guess. I mean, you know, you look at the likes of Burnley, and, you know, they're the only team I could think of really that sort of plays that sort of long ball, hold up, you know, knock it down football. But it's another tactic you can sort of bring on if it's not going for you. And in games like this, it can make a big difference because, you know, European teams ain't really. It can stifle them really, and as you say in the Atletico game, you know, it really. I know we didn't, you know, we initially, well, in the end we went out, but we still drew. We draw the match 1-1, weren't it? And
yeah,
was it 1-1? Yeah. I think it was.
I think it was 1-1, but we went out because they'd won 1-0 in the first leg.
That's right. Yeah. But there's no plan B. I know the 3-5-2. It's made a difference. I'm not going to lie, and we look a lot better this half. But as you touched on a few minutes ago, mate, they've come totally back into it. And
the pass then through to a Leicester player who was waiting for it so that it could go past him. He could turn and take it on, and the Roma player nipped in front of him and took it.
Yeah.
They say we're a young team. I think some of them are still wearing the nappies. It's just like they're making us look. They're making us look like a League One team at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing. We've not even had a massive chance, have we? Either really,
No.
which is disappointing. We've had nothing to literally be excited about whatsoever.
No, not at all.
And for a European semi-final, you'd expect us to at least have had a shot on target by now.
Yeah. I mean, what? Just have a look at the stats here. 8 shots to them, 6 to us. We've got more possession now. They've had one big chance. Here we go again. 175 passes for them, 299 for us. But we do sweet fuck all with it.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like with the passing statistic. I pay no attention to that whatsoever because a lot of it's just passing side to side and not really going anywhere with it. I mean, we have a lot more passes that go nowhere when we have, Soyuncu and Amati at the back because we do literally play side to side passing with them. With Fofana and Evans, we look like try and get the ball forward a bit more, but Roma just they're not allowing that at all. They're breaking things down all the time, intercepting pretty much everything. We're trying to play through the lines and it's not working.
Do you have interest? Marseille and Feyenoord are drawing 0-0 at the moment. So at the moment, it would be Feyenoord in the final. Should we get there? 64 minutes gone. I'm just not confident. I just can't see us. It's not a game. My team are not getting me excited.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and that's the disappointing thing is that I'm not sat here going, oh, come on, it's none of that at all, and what I would almost call a typical Rodgers game, boring and nothing in it.
Yeah, there's nobody really taking any risks.
No,
is there at all? Really? I mean,
there's half an hour to go. If you don't take a risk, if we're going to lose 1-0, we might as well go out 2-0 for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I suppose you want to stay in the game for as long as you can. But yeah, I suppose last 10, 15 minutes, then you've got to think, you know what, just exactly what you said. You might as well lose 2 or 3-0 and just have a go rather than just sitting on it.
For fuck's sake again! Jesus fucking Christ, Dewsbury Hall. It's passed through to him, it hits him and comes off and he doesn't really control it. Now Fofana's been booked. Get Dewsbury Hall off. He's having a shit game. You watch your score now.
But you know what, with Fofana there, though, that's a sort of clever, like your clever fouls that I want to see a lot more of. I know he's got the booking, but that could have been a really dangerous situation for us there. And he's seen the danger.
Team, definitely.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, exactly. And, you want to see a bit more of that. And you want to see a lot more of that when we're playing in Premier League games as well, because we don't do it enough.
No. You're quite right there, David, as well. And totally agree with what you're saying. I mean, if you can't control a ball that is passed 2 foot to you, what the fuck are you doing in a Premier League team?
Come on, boys. Come on.
Oh, that was lucky. Look, and then he's again, for fuck's sake, pass to each other. I mean, have we got 11
Tielemans.
strangers on this pitch or what? I mean, for Christ almighty. It's just the simple things I want them to do. It's pass to each other.
He's bringing Castagna on as well, it looks like.
I think he could bring the whole of fucking Liverpool on and we would do fuck all.
Ricardo's come off.
Well, he's done nothing. But then again, who has done anything?
I know.
There's nobody I'm impressed with here from a Leicester point of view. I mean, I guess we are still in it. West Ham are still, 1-0 down, 3-1 on aggregate. Rangers showing everybody else up and how it should be done, winning 2-0. It is a disappointing performance, but it's what we could expect from Rodgers this season.
You know what it is as well, mate. As I said before, I weren't nervous for the game at all, it wasn't confidence either. But I guess I sort of bought into the belief that because it is a semi-final, that we'd be really up for it, and we'd give it more of a go. But again, it just goes back to what I was saying about I don't mind losing games where we play really well. We have plenty of decent chances, and if you're hitting the post and hitting the bar and it's just not going for you, that's football at the end of the day. You can't win all the time, but what you can do is put in a performance and put in, I'm not going to say lack of effort, because
why not? Because, like I say, the professional footballers and they can't find each other with the ball.
Which is true, and it goes back to what you were saying about just basics, just basic passing, making space for each other, and it's just not been there at all. It's really not been there.
Can't wobble your fucking head. You're not going to score from there. It went about 5 foot wide of the post. You're in a team, Dewsbury Hall. You're not playing on your own. I mean, tonight he might be better playing with himself.
But you know what? I mean, as much as that effort was absolutely terrible, and I know which one you're on about.
That's two really bad efforts he's had this game.
But the thing is, if we're not breaking them down, it might just take a long-range effort to actually do something, or just an attempt like that, because we can't break them down at all, and we're not playing through them. I mean, you look back there at the minute, the screen I'm on, they've got 6 just in a solid line at the back.
Yeah.
And you're never going to break that down unless you've got, your creative players are on it, and we just haven't been. We really haven't been.
If that's not a corner and it's a fucking, is he giving a free kick? I'm just. If we go out like this, we will be an embarrassment.
Yeah, you know what, mate? I think it could. This, I mean, I'm not saying I don't think they're going to get rid of Rodgers at all. I think they're going to give him the season. We've been told that there's going to be quite a big rebuild, which we do need. Players need offloading, and we need to bring players in. But you look at the games against the Spurs game, which were a free hit for us, and he sort of forfeited it, but you could sort of tell that we put all our eggs into this Conference League basket, really. Yeah. I'll be honest. Gutted, obviously, if we lose. Gutted to go out if we don't win. But I think maybe no European football next season would be a good thing for us. Being totally honest, because you look at what it's done for the likes of Arsenal this season, they've really picked up, and you're not playing.
When we won the league, we didn't have
exactly. You're not playing Thursday, Sunday. I suppose it completely throws, match preparation, because it goes back to what you said about being professional footballers. They should be sort of not expected to, but used to playing every 3 or 4 days or whatever it is. But I don't really. I mean, going off this season anyway, I don't think it'd really be a bad thing to have a season of no European football.
Oh, for God's sake, you went under your foot, you wanker.
But now's the time, really. Like we said, last 10, 15 minutes, we've really got to go for it.
Yeah.
Because
we're not playing like we don't want it. We just, and I don't feel that Roma aren't that good. They're just they're not having to get. Oh, for fuck's sake! Again.
I think you know what it is, mate. They've just got the basics right. They've done all the basics right. They've passed into space. They've created space for each other. They've, even as basic stuff like where the goals come from, a simple corner into the box, Abraham cracking header, and it's down to us again. Just as I said that it weren't a goal. It was another chance for them. And we're sticking Ricardo to Mark Tammy Abraham. It's scandalous, really. It really is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm behind you, but the ball that he's just, he's got the ball and he's played it for somebody to run onto, but he's running down the middle like that. The ball's gone 90 degrees to the other fucking side.
Yeah.
Honestly, this team could not pass wind, let alone pass a fucking ball.
It has been really
now, of course,
shocking,
we're going to have all the tactics of Roma of falling down, being injured, and delaying it.
And you know what it is as well. Like I just feel for the fans that have paid all the money to go out there and watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a mini break, I guess, and there's a lot worse places to go in the world than Italy, especially Rome.
Yeah,
it's absolute phenomenal place. So you've got to take it in while you can. But footballing wise, it's just been an absolute shit show for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this happening, this was yesterday, and. What other chairman would do that? If that was the Arsenal chairman, he'd been thrown in the bloody fountain.
Oh, God.
No, I tell you what, it's not the fact that we're going out because it's Roma at the end of the day, but they are out. Just stop fucking clapping like a seal, Rogers. Honestly, that's all you do is sit there and clap or stand there and clap. I mean, I complained about Hodgson the other weekend, because when they were playing Burnley, who's coming on? Perez is coming on. But Perez gets a double now and sends us through.
He'll change the game, mate. He's going to come on and be a hero. I said this last week. I know it didn't come to anything, but I suppose I'm thinking if he does come on and make a difference, you can sort of clip me saying that and use it in your highlights and such.
No.
And it'll make me look like I know what I'm going on about.
Hey, like I say, I said play Perez from the start, so it shows what I know. David Moyes has been sent off for West Ham.
Are they still 1-0 down?
Yes, they are.
Well done, Perez. Well done. Well done. Come on, then.
Yeah. Jeff just confirmed it there. Moyes has been sent off. The BBC was all kicking off on the bench.
No,
so, got 15 minutes to save our season.
It's all gone shit for the English sides, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah. Don't. I'm glad you said English and not British, because I'm not one of those that said, suddenly start wanting Rangers to win it.
No. Tell you what, though, going back to Rangers, it'd be phenomenal. It'd be phenomenal if they go out.
Things. It's just the fucking simple things I want you to do. Sorry, mate.
No, I'm going to say, if Rangers go on to win it, it'd be absolutely phenomenal.
I'd be pleased for them, don't get me wrong.
Definitely, yeah.
I can't. Yeah. I won't be doing a watch along for it, that's for sure. I think we're best doing the post-match show tomorrow night. We might have calmed down.
if we are to go out and it's looking that way at the minute, there's nothing suggesting otherwise.
No.
At least we'll get us Thursday evenings back.
I know what you mean. Although we have got a game coming up midweek in a couple of weeks, so
yeah. I mean, I don't know, mate. I think this performance just sums the season up.
Straight to the goalkeeper.
Really, I mean, that's our first shot on target now, I think.
Probably. My son at the weekend advised me that he didn't watch the Tottenham game because he was painting. And I tell you what, I'd wish I'd gone round there to watch him doing that this evening because it would have been a bit more bloody exciting than this game.
It's just been such a...
It's a wet squib. That's what it is.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's just petering out into absolutely nothing. Roma in again here, good block. Well done. There's just nothing.
Leipzig have scored. Leipzig have scored. So Rangers, it's now 2-1 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate.
Oh.
You know, I've always liked Liverpool.
Out,
yeah, as I say, I've always liked Liverpool. I don't know about you. In fairness, there's a Man United fan put a question up on Twitter that somebody asked what we follow each other, and he said, was there anybody else that just didn't want Manchester City to win last night? And I actually said no. I said I wanted them to win, actually to win the game. I said, but then I would have wanted you to win it if you'd have been playing. But then I know where you're coming from because I wouldn't have wanted Notts Forest to win it.
I mean, I'm one of them where whichever English sides are left in European competitions, I want them to do well and I want them to win because, you know, you want the Premier League to be seen as the best in European football, which I think it is. You know, obviously your Spanish teams and such, and I think Italian teams are sort of getting there or thereabouts now. I'm not one to spy English sides. Having said that, you know,
he fucking just stood there and watched the ball go past him, so it ended up with a Roma player. I don't even know who it was. Sorry, mate, David. Effing pathetic. Yes. I mean, there's 10 minutes to save our season. I mean, is this going to be a Brighton game where Iheanacho goes up for a corner and gets the ball in and scores and goes to extra time and penalties? I'd take penalties now. You know?
Yeah. Just anything. Just something to be optimistic about. But there's just been absolutely nothing. I mean, the shots we've had have just been pathetic, really. Nacho... just had a long ranger there, but straight at the keeper.
Yeah,
we've not troubled them whatsoever.
No. I'm just, as a player, I've got to say, have those players given us 100% tonight? And no. I'm going to be honest with you, they haven't. And that's the embarrassing thing.
Yeah, not at all, mate. Not at all. You know, nobody's taking any risks. Nobody's taking any chances. You know, I'm not going to pin it all on Rodgers because he's changed formation. He's tried. He's actually, you know, he's tried to sort of change things and, you know, hoping that the formation change is going to work, which, you know, for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, it looked like it did. But again, it's just sort of reverted back to type.
Watching that graphic there, we've just had about 10 passes and they've all been in our own half.
Yeah. There just seems to be no purpose in them whatsoever. I mean,
no.
I know you're sort of looking to move the ball around, so you move their players around and you create space, but we're not been able to do it all game because tactically they're spot on, mate. You know, they're rigid. They know what positions they need to be in, and you know, playing that low block, they look like they've perfected it down to a T tonight, and we've just not been able to get past them at all.
No. Yeah, and they clear the ball from the corner.
But this is the season. I mean, like you say, mate, this is the season for us now, isn't it? It's this or nothing. If it were me, I mean, we're not going to finish any higher than what, 8th, 9th. I know, 10th. Yeah, you could say so. I mean, I know we've got like the game in hand against. Who's the game? I can't. Is it Everton? We've got the game now, or Watford?
No, we play Everton. The actual midweek game, I think it's Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
I know, you know, the higher you up, the more money you get. But I'll just give a few of the youngsters a bit of a run out and see what they've got going into next season. To be honest, I really would, because we've got nothing to play for in the league now. I'll just take it as sort of glorified friendlies, I guess.
The thing is, do you not think, and we've said this all season, you know, pity us, we've had all these injuries, blah, 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 and yet we've got our best squad back now, and they don't look like they give a fucking shit.
Yeah, there's no excuse, mate. As we said during the announcements of the teams, it's as strong as we can possibly get, barring Ndidi and you can't even say fucking Castagna because he's on the pitch now. To be honest, this is apart from Ndidi, which is debatable because before his injury, I don't think he will play in exactly brilliant. This is our strongest team, so you can lose games. As we said, mate, I don't mind losing games, but when you don't even give us anything to get excited about.
Yeah,
that's what frustrates me, because I look back and I think, like, we'll probably go on to lose this now. I'll get in bed and I think, fucking, I've just wasted like 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? do you know what I mean?
I mean, we are literally coming up to 88 minutes.
Yeah,
they've got a yellow card, so you know.
Yeah.
It's all set up. Come on, Perez. It's all set up for you to go past 5 players and chip the keeper.
I can't see there being that much added time on either, mate, to be honest with you. You just want a last-minute corner, Casper to go up and just do what Abraham did.
Yeah.
Bullet header into the corner. We can sit here for another half hour, 45 minutes, and enjoy extra time and penalties.
David says, sorry if I've complained far too often with the poor refereeing. Hey, you say what you think. We've got that corner. We've got the corner, so we're nearly there, Josh. Perez is taking the corner. Pass to Maddison, they clear it, throw into Leicester. He's been so toxic for us. Every damn close decision went to Roma. Sorry, it's too obvious. We've made it easy for I just, like you say, it's 90 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back.
Yeah, it's far too easy. And the thing is, like you were saying earlier, mate, it's a game where
we're just making substitutions every minute now, just to take the time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long time before we see us in a European semi-final again. So it's just a shame that we've not put a performance in that justifies us actually being here, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. We've gone out with a whimper. We really have. It's embarrassing.
I've given up on the screen for now, mate. I'm just watching the graphics.
Honestly, so am I. I haven't even got that. I've just literally got the graphic up on my main screen.
Yeah.
Is that it? Hang on. Oh no, free kick to Leicester. We're 90 minutes has gone. Schmeichel's taking the free kick.
I think that's it, mate, innit?
Yeah. Abraham's off. What a shame we didn't go off after 5 minutes. Oh. Like I say, I would not want to pick a man of the match for this from a Leicester point of view because there isn't one.
Couldn't give you one, mate. Genuinely could not give you one.
I couldn't, you know. I think we're all doing that, Jeff. I think we're all doing it.
You know what? I might actually get some shit for saying this, but I don't think you could put this on Rodgers tonight, you know? Genuinely don't.
He's picked the players. He's picked the players. We said at the start, it's a great lineup. And you know, he's made the subs. He's brought, you could argue, you know, decent players on. This is on the. To me, it's on the players. It
is definitely, mate. Definitely, and I'm totally glad you agree. I think for me, Rodgers gets a pass for this because, as you say, he changed up at half time. He's tried a different formation. He's brought subs on, positive subs as well. He's not sort of tried to be too clever with it. I think they've just let him down, mate. Completely let him down.
Every time it goes blank, I think it's going to come up full time.
Yeah.
Just boot it forward. If you're in the penalty box with the ball, go over and get a penalty. Mancini interrupts, gets it. Justin, shot on goal from Maddison. Goal kick.
Goal kick. It's a bit like watching Football Manager, this is.
Yes, but at least in Football Manager, you can restart the game if you're losing.
Yeah, exactly. You can reset it and go
years
again.
and years ago, I always used to save it, and then before I kicked off, I'd saved at that point. In case. We are into the 93rd minute here. I don't know. I've not seen how many. 5 minutes of added time. Come on. 5 minutes of added time. Rangers have gone 3-1 up against Leipzig. Frankfurt are still 1-0 up against West Ham. And Marseille and Feyenoord is still 0-0. Oh.
Free kick.
I had a dream.
This is it now. Everybody up.
Again, I think you're in advance of me on the bloody thing as well. Oh, that free kick was wasted, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a surprise!
I think I'm just gonna give Brad the post match bit, and he can just.
I can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
This really can't. Post match show tomorrow. We might have calmed down a bit. I mean, 94 minutes, 30 seconds. So, I mean, we've had 63% possession. We've got double the passes, or double the accurate passes. That's what I can't believe. 10 shots each, can you believe?
No, I can't believe that. I said, though, I'd said we'd had plenty of the ball, but it's just about, being creative enough and doing something with it. But we just haven't, have we?
We just haven't done a fucking thing.
That's it, mate. Corner.
Free kick to Roma. They're in our half. Shot on goal. Saved by Schmeichel. Corner conceded. Oh, for fuck's sake.
think that's it, mate. Oh no, we've got to throw in.
Yeah.
I think I'm ahead of you now. No, that's it, mate. Full
That's
time.
It is over. As are our dreams of anything this season. I'm not only am I pissed off, I'm going for a piss. So we'll be taking a comfort break, and we'll be back in a minute, mate.
Sound, mate.
sing. Are you ready?
The dream is over. And we'll go over to our correspondent at the match. Brad, has a player been sent off?
I don't know, Jeff. I didn't watch it because Leicester didn't turn up, mate. I didn't see it.
Oh, I tell you what, I want to say big up to Rangers. 1-0 down. They showed us how it should be done, and I can't believe I'm saying that. And I'm not saying I particularly want them to win, but congratulations to them for getting through to the Europa League final. I mean, they could be in the Champions League next season, although without even having to sort of qualify. West Ham unofficial Jake just messaged me saying, yeah, well done, but you're not as bad as we are. They got a man sent off. The manager was sent off. It was 3-1. Maybe, we could have had, let's be honest with you, I think we could have had 12 players sent off, 13 players that were on the pitch, and I don't think we'd have played any worse, would we, Brad?
That is how you see out a second leg. By a masterful manager in Jose Mourinho. All them people that were laughing when he was at Tottenham and he was at Man United, calling him washed up, saying he was dried up. Well, look what Ancelotti did, and now look what he's just done. Because that was abject patheticness I've just seen by our lads. We didn't have a clue. Roma had two tactics: score and stop them scoring. And they did it with consummate ease. And I'm so fuming because we got to a semi-final and we had the opportunity in our palm of the hands. And it's as if some of our players went, "No, you're all right. Don't fancy that." Because not a single one of them showed anything to say that they wanted that today. And if you're talking about clear-outs, mate, put Maddison's name on that fucking list because he's useless. Apart from taking a set piece, he can't do nothing. He can't beat the first man putting the ball in the box. He couldn't beat a first man if there was no one in the box, mate. If there wasn't a first man, he'd still find a way to hit someone without finding a fucking Leicester shirt. The guy's abject, and he's just proven it today. Mourinho has just shown every flaw we've had this season.
Am I safe to jump in? Am I safe to come out from under?
I just wanted to get it out of my system so I
No. I'm just hoping I'm safe to come out from under the table. We're not doing a post-match show tonight, and I've got to be honest with you, I think you've just seen why. I think we need to maybe calm down and maybe revisit it tomorrow. I mean, I've just put then, season's over, went out with a whimper. Geordie, good evening. How are you, sir? What went wrong tonight? I've just seen the rules. Well, I'll tell you something. Everything went wrong tonight. Because to me, I can't disagree with you, Brad. I mean, I'm going to go through Jeff's scores. I'm sorry, Alan's scores in a minute. And I think he's been very generous, to be honest with you. But it was... it just wasn't... I kind of don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Josh. We've had those performances all season where the players just couldn't be asked to turn up. We couldn't do the simple things tonight. We couldn't pass. We were passing to players when they'd actually run ahead, so we were passing the ball behind and it was going out. We were trying to pass to players. I said earlier, let's pass to the Leicester player that's got 2 Roma players on. Shall we? We've all been saying all season, the players are coming back. Wait till we've got the full team back. Wait till we've got the proper team back. We had the proper team back tonight and we were still fucking shite.
Has he muted himself?
I think you've muted yourself, Josh. Hang on, let me unmute you.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes. You got all the swearing out your system when you muted yourself.
Again, like we said in the watch along, mate, I totally agree with Brad. I think it's on the players for me tonight. I can't blame Brendan at all. He tried to change things up. He made positive substitutions as much as he could, and the players just didn't do it, mate. I'm pretty sure he didn't send them out to play the way they did. Put it that way. Again, you're looking for creativity. We had nothing at all. We resorted into long distance shots, which, I said, trying to pass through the lines weren't working. So, maybe a long distance effort might fly in for us. But again, never troubled them whatsoever. It was just shit, weren't it? It was awful. In 90 minutes, when 90 minutes of us lost, we're not going to get back. In a Premier League game, as you say, we've got used to them performances all season, and you sort of think, well, there's always next week, and maybe things will change. But to play like that in a European Semi Final, which is a match we've never been in before, is just really disappointing more than anything.
I mean, that's an understatement, isn't it? Really, but Brad, I mean. It was a semi-final. We've never been this far in a competition before. I'm just bringing up a point here from Beats, who is actually a Roma fan. In reality, it was over when you didn't win the home leg. Got a point, I suppose. I mean, what? That's it. That's it. That's our season over.
Well, it is, and. I actually said when the draw was made for the semi-final that I actually wanted us to have Roma at their ground first, because I just didn't fancy us to go there and get a positive result. I was, if you'd have said to me, first leg to Roma and then we bring them back to the King Power, I'd have said, right, if we're probably going to lose that home leg 1-0 like we just have, because they'll score and then they'll shut up shop. And that's exactly what they did. And the fact that we allowed them to do it in such an easy manner, I was stood in my kitchen and I was thinking to myself, if I was a neutral and not a Leicester fan watching that, after about 60 minutes, I would have turned it off. Going, well, that's them out. I would have. I'd have turned it off going, that's them out. They ain't doing anything special. They don't look like, the players don't look interested. And again, I just 78 minutes, 78 pissing minutes. I'll try and curb the swear into a more acceptable word, Chris, for you. But 78 minutes, I was in my kitchen going, we've had a shot, 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 because 78 minutes in it all repeat semi-final and you've only just had your first shot on target. It summed up the input, it summed up. And I tell you what, if Brendan said to them players at half-time, show me that you still want to be here and not part of the clear-out, the back line, who didn't have anything to do really, because Roma didn't need to threaten. They perfectly played the game of 11 men behind the ball, so they get away with not being put on the chopping block. Kasper doesn't get the same thing because he didn't really have anything to do apart from the ball out of his net. KDH, but Yori can go if that's the effort he's going to show. Maddison we don't need. If for everything we did, which was very little, right? Every time Maddison got the ball, he either went down like a sack of spuds, right? Or he tried to do one of them fancy, cute little, I'll lean back and flick it out the outside of my foot and pass it to the pissing pigeon on the floor, because he weren't finding a shirt. He weren't finding a shirt the same colour as what you're wearing, Chris, was he? He was trying to be really fancy and cute, and it weren't coming off, and he kept doing it. I just don't understand if that's a showing of whether you want to play for this club next season or not. Madison's name's goes into question. Yours, I think we know exactly where he's going, and it ain't signing the contract in the ballroom of Leicester City. Barnes, well, that's a discussion for the actual post-match. I'm sorry, but that was just so abject and annoying.
What did we say? We said we're going to come on here. We're just going to let Brad have the show for the thing. Carry on, totally, Brad. I'm just in agreement with you. Terry Fuller says, "Well, that was poor and nowhere near the pre-game height." Geordie says, "Please take it out on Everton at the weekend." I tell you what, Geordie, that Leicester team couldn't take it out on an under-6 football team, let alone any bloody adult games. Yeah. It was embarrassing. It really was. Anthony says here, I'll be glad to see Tillemans go. He's done, I presume you mean he's done nothing second half of the season there, Anthony. I've got to be honest with you. I said earlier, didn't I, Josh? I said, is Vardy still on the pitch? Is Tillemans still on the pitch? You could go through that team and you just not thinking that any Leicester players have turned up.
Yeah, just anonymous, mate. I mean, even I think we noticed sort of Vardy once when he put in that strong challenge, which resulted. I'm not sure. I don't think he got booked for it, but other than that, again, not through no fault of his own, I guess, but because he always tries, but
yeah,
it was just one that I don't know, mate. I literally don't know what to say. I'm stunned more than anything that the performance we've put in has been that bad. Yeah. I really am, but I don't know why I am, because it's been like it for the majority of the season. I just thought I expected more, because it was a semi-final and the chance to go on to win a European trophy, and we've played like that. It's just gutting, really.
Statman says here, evening guys, commiserations to Leicester. Thank you very much. Hope you take it out. I hope you smash the blue shite on Sunday. All I can say is, Statman, I've always loved Liverpool. I'm going to be a Liverpool fan for a week soon. Scott says here, where are we? Hope we play a few youngsters till the end of the season. Well, they turned up against Watford, didn't they, in the FA Cup? And Scott says here, I thought this was Leicester till I die, not a matter of opinion. And I said, we're all dead, Scott. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, if I did, I don't go in my kitchen, because if I did what Brad did earlier, if I went in the kitchen, I'd stick my head in the oven. And the only reason it'd be safe is the fact that it's electric. No, I said the only reason I'd be safe is the fact that it's electric.
And you know what, seriously, just quickly, sorry. So, do you know what hurts the most about that performance, right? Is we as fans, and we do this on the show, but I'm sure there's every other fan out there does the same. We come out week in, week out against these naysayers that for tonight have a point, have a reason to moan and be right with what they're saying about certain players. We come out here and we go, no, this is the reason they played badly. We defend them. We put our necks on the line as fans and fans of the clubs and say, no, there's no way they're not performing for us. They're doing this. And tonight they let us down. And I agree with Josh. Brendan Rodgers doesn't deserve any criticism for that. He got let down today by the people that went on that pitch.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, Nick says there the ref gave us nothing. Will the ref get a disciplinary action against him for tonight? I mean, let's. I mean, Geordie says it looked a very strong team on paper. I've just looked at the team and stats. Something not right tonight. It hasn't been all season, and I mean, let's not heap the blame. I mean, the referee didn't have the best of games, but we had John Moss at the weekend. We're used to having shite referees, but I just think that would be glossing over the problems there is, and I've got to agree with you both. I cannot blame Rodgers for that, and my feelings. I'm happy to criticise Rodgers when necessary, but we had a team full of bellends tonight. They might as well have been in the church ringing the bells because they weren't bloody playing. Scott says, well said, Brad, completely agree with you. Terry, yes, podcast is out. It's a matter of opinion on a matter of opinion on YouTube, or you go onto @Fulltime Focus on Twitter, or even @LeicesterTID on Twitter, or Leicester Till I Die on Facebook, and the link is always is there for that one. See what we could have done with some of the, I don't know about women managers, but women players today.
Well, they've shown fight for their season, haven't they, mate? So maybe
exactly. Can I just say, so just a sidetrack, Brad, if you tag me as the group into the post, not my personal one, and I'll explain why.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, I mean, clear out. I mean, for me, there's no point in this big hullabaloo. Vardy's back. Oh, Vardy's back. Now, whether he did enough, because I can't pick a man of the match, I've got to be honest with you. But do we rely too much on him when we're putting him there and we're not giving him the service, Brad?
I think you could make a case for that. It does seem that the players even feel that. It's almost as if the players see Jamie Vardy back on the pitch and go, "Way, that's the magic man. The magic man's here. The man that will somehow get a goal out of nothing. So we can just do bare minimum, and as long as he gets the ball, he'll do it." And he can't. He's human. He's not a machine. He's coming to the back end of his career. He's in the twilight years. Yes, he still had a fantastic season, all things considered, but he's one man. And today, all he needed was 60% effort from his midfield to give him a better service, or from the wingers, which were non-existent. I mean, today, the first 3 subs that were made, 2 out of 3 of them were by far our worst players on the pitch. When he took Dewsbury Hall off, I kind of scoffed and thought, should have took Maddison off, because he's been our 3rd worst player. At least then you'd be taking him off in order, Brendan. Because for me, he was shambolic. He was weak. He was he's just so abject. And we do rely too much on Vardy, and we've got to drill it into whoever's here for next season. They just clip round the ear hole and being told, stop looking at Vardy like the god that he might be and the legend that he is in football, and actually try and help him out a little bit, and help Daka out, and help Iheanacho out, help our forward men out, because right now Vardy might as well have not bothered, like you said, Chris. We might as well have played with 10 men. I know West Ham did it, but at least they got a goal and a fight out of it, or whatever. I didn't see the results. I don't know if it was 3-1.
It was 1-0 at the end of the day, yeah. 1-0.
Right. But they put 4 fight with 10 men, didn't they? At least they showed some aggression. All right, a bit over-aggressive to get a red card in 20 minutes, but at least they showed the aggression for a semi-final.
Well, they got 2 red cards because Moyes was sent off, and you can never imagine Brendan getting sent off unless he gets sent off for tapping too loud.
I was going to say the only thing you get sent off for exactly that would be over-aggressive clapping. clapping. A bit like that. The card for
That was some fast clapping, Brad. That was.
I don't want to talk about how I've got these skills. You see,
Brad's got the tap. That's all I can say.
I think I've just used more energy than our team today.
Yeah. Geordie says they still don't want Perez back. I was screaming for, I can't believe this. And again, if anybody wants to clip this and use it against me, feel free. But I was screaming, was I not? Josh, for Perez to come on.
Yeah, just because maybe offers something different. Again, he come on, and to be fair to him, one of the first things he did was, I think, I'm not sure if he gave the ball away or there were a bit of a stray pass, and he sort of fought for the ball to try and get it back. But you can't really pick out anything he did wrong, but you can't pick anything out he did right, because that's just the way the game went. I think that it's the last 4 or 5 games of the season now, so I'd give him minutes, mate. Give him minutes, because it can't really get any worse. I think Barnes needs dropping for quite a while, if I'm being honest. He's offered nothing for the last few months, so give Perez a go, mate. Give him a go, and if he picks up form, then you think, well, kicking onto it, pre-season coming up and going into next season, maybe you can make a slight difference. I don't know. I'm just fucking clutching at straws here, mate, to be honest with you.
Broski, who you may remember is a PSV fan, and congratulations on PSV winning their equivalent to the FA Cup. So congratulations for that, mate. Roma is such an annoying team to play against. You guys really deserve the finals. Feyenoord will take revenge for you guys. I think they will. Anthony, thanks very much. He says, feel gutted for you guys. Stay on. If you're staying up for a bit, Anthony, we'll have a chat with you afterwards, if that's okay. Sounds just like Josie just killed the game going off what you lads are saying. Like I say, I'm not blaming Brendan for that, but I do feel sometimes Brendan does get outthought by other managers, Brad. You go to a thing when you think, well, Gerrard, he's new into the league, and he outthinks him.
He does, and again, the story of Leicester season, Chris, how many post-matches, and I know this isn't technically a post-match, and we'll do it again, but how many times this season have all of us, and probably yourself, Josh, have probably looked at it and gone, we're so fucking predictable in what we do. Because even when he changed the shape, we were still predictable. All we did when we changed the 3 at the back was push Justin and Castagne and Ricardo Castagne when he came on, but all we did was push them slightly further up the pitch, and all that meant was Jose went, okay, hey, you, captain, go back 10 yards, because they're there, we need to go back 10, right, and then we'll see this, well done, and that's all he did. I think literally Jose must have given 3 instructions. Number 1, score a goal. When you tick that box, number 2, sit in our own half. Number 3, if Leicester come forward and go attacking, sit in our 6-yard box if we have to. And that's exactly what Roma did. Like I said, it was annoying, but it was a tactical masterclass. Not bad for a manager that people were laughing at Spurs saying he was washed up because he's just guided this club to a European final. At least he's done that. For a washed-up manager, that's some great going. It's almost like, the third division equivalent of Ancelotti for washed-up managers, isn't it?
Yeah. Josh, I'm just looking at the ratings, and these aren't the final ratings yet, and that's something I'm going to do with you tomorrow. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? I'm going to rate your performance, Brad.
Oh, wow.
I don't know where to go now. No, but just looking, I'm just going to read through. These are the ratings from the BBC. Obviously, fans go on and rate it. The highest was 5.4, which was Schmeichel. Pierre was 5.24. Oh, no, he wasn't the highest. Sorry, it's just the way they've not done it in order yet. Pierre was 5.24. Fofana, 5.53. Evans, 5.42. Justin, 6.01. Madison, 5.41. Tillemans, 5.11. Dewsbury, 6. to be honest with you, I wouldn't have even given them that much.
Well, it is generous, and I think you go on rating, and I think they say like 6 is the average, really. So we fell well below average. I think it's more than generous, if I'm being honest. No one stood out at all. Nobody offered us anything. There were no moments of magic. I think abject doesn't even sum it up. It was just pathetic. It really was pathetic. And I'm sitting here gutted, but I don't know why I'm not surprised. It's been like this all season. We've been so inconsistent. I mean, you sort of come off the games against, the PSV in the second leg, and, you come away with a high because we played so well. First leg against Roma, I thought, we played really well. I thought that's why I was confident going into the game today. Stupid looking back, to be honest with you. But, it's genuinely a good job you don't do the sort of pre-match lineup shows anymore, Chris, because this season I could not have predicted anything this season. Because you literally there's certain things where you look at it and think, well, Brendan's going to bring on his first sub in 60 minutes and all that shit, but I don't know, mate. It's just been really, really poor. It's been an awful season, to be honest. It really has.
I mean, just looking there at the ratings, Brad. This isn't the BBC one. This is another one, but I think our star man, according to that, was Tillemans and Madison. I mean, I think we watch a different show sometimes.
They're smoking worse things than the people that voted on the BBC. I'll tell you what our man of the match was. They were sat in the stands, and I tell you what, if the club can afford it, and I don't think it's shameful to say this because our owners should not be held accountable for this. But them fans deserve a refund for their flights there and back and their tickets to the ground, because they have just sat there and it panned to the crowd and you could almost read the expressions of the people going, "I'm disappointed and yet unsurprised by the result." You just looked at the fans that had a look on them as if going, I'm not even gutted because we haven't shown anything. If we'd be sat here going, "Oh, we hit the post, the keeper played a blinder, there was nothing more we could have done," we wouldn't be sat. We'd be praising them. I'd rather lose 2-1 or 3-1, giving everything we've got, than this bag of crap. Because the only reason this bag of crap looks like we were in the game for the whole of the contest is because exactly what I said at the start and exactly what you guys said. Roma had one plan: score a goal and shut it. Score and sit back. Simple. And everything we tried. The thing is, right, you can change your formation, you can change the personality, you can try and change it up as much as you like. But if you attack the same way, it's a definition of insanity. Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And we've just spent 90 minutes trying the same thing and got exactly what we deserve. Nothing.
I mean, if we have a look, I mean, let's have a look at the stats here. And I know I'm going to have to agree with you here because these stats made me think I'm watching a different game. That we had almost double the percentage possession that Roma had. We only had one less shot than Roma had. We had twice as many accurate passes as Roma had, and we weren't even playing around the back like we normally do. I mean, you look at that and you'd think, bloody hell, Josh, Leicester put up a fight.
Yeah, but that's why stats are so deceiving, really. And if you are going to make an example of stats don't tell the full story, then this is the prime example, because you can look at the shots and you think, Dewsbury Halls that went fucking 5 mile wide, and I'm stunned, but not surprised, mate. Again, as neutral, if I were a neutral fan and I look at them stats, exactly what you said, mate, you sort of think, well, yeah, Leicester look like they had a go, but when you look at the actual game, I worry I worry. I'd feel sorry for the Leicester media team that's got to put a highlight package up for that game. To be honest, because I think they're really going to struggle.
I think it would be or Roma, to be honest with you. I mean, Brad, is it? I mean, a semi. Are we wrong to? I mean, yes, we're not wrong to be disappointed, obviously, but we've got to a semi-final.
Yeah, that's great. But what was the point in getting to the semi-final if, when it really mattered and when it really counted, in that final, in that second half of that final as well, you don't do anything. And again, it's to go with predictability. We could have played with one at the back and 8 in midfield and gone with the rest and one up front. It wouldn't have made a difference because we still play the same way. And this has been the painful obviousness. This is one thing, that I will give Brendan a bit of stick for, because yes, he made the changes and they were positive and the shape change was positive, but again, if you punch a door or a wall and it hurts, if you punch a door a bit differently or a wall a different way, right, it don't matter if you still punch it a different way, it's still going to fucking hurt your fist, innit? So don't change how you punch a wall and expect a different result. It's still going to work. So why would you change the shape and make all that effort and then say, but still go down the left and still try and pass it into the net? There's no point changing the shape and going 3 up front, 6 up front, no up front, bloody whatever. There's no point making one point do the same. No. Ow! I hit my arm punching that wall. Oh, I'll tell you what then. I'll punch it like this then. It still hurt. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. Why are we still attacking the same way no matter how we line up?
I don't know.
No, gosh, he can't stand it. He can't take me here. He's got to punch a wall, maybe.
I can't argue with anything you are saying. We're going to get some guests on. If anybody wants to pop on for 5 minutes, then please feel free to. And you're welcome. Mike is a neutral. Let's bring Mike in. Oops, where's Josh gone? Did I miss something?
I don't know. Maybe he had a laughing fit. Maybe he was too busy. Maybe he's gone to punch a wall. I don't know. Maybe he's gone to test that theory.
I've no idea. All right, we'll come to you as a neutral quickly. Did you watch the game?
I've just seen the highlights now, and I've looked at the stats and stuff because, quite frankly, the darts was more entertaining than that.
Yeah. Hey, we could have thrown some darts at the Leicester players. They might have got them moving
forward.
Brad, Josh, welcome back. Sorry.
Sorry about that, chaps. I just went to punch your door 3 different ways to see if it's. It does hurt. It does hurt.
I'm doing the Rogers. I'm clapping.
No matter which way you punch it.
No. I mean, as a neutral, give us your thoughts, Mike.
So basically, you go into that game from off the back of the first leg. I saw a comment in your stream earlier, like the first point where I joined, that someone said the way Leicester have lost that is by not winning at the King Power, and that draw in hindsight, well, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but that draw at the King Power has cost you, because you win that. I know a draw in a European semi-final at home is still a good result against a very capable Roma side, but it's a difference between a last 16 and a semi-final. At home, in a semi-final, you have to win at home. You've gone there by the looks of the stats. Stats flatters deceived, didn't they? But it looks like you gave a good account of yourself. But what Brad obviously is his door analogy showed that you didn't really. The stats don't reflect the game. Basically,
I do have to just say, by the way, that we do not recommend harming doors. Yeah, doors have a life as well, and they shouldn't be treated badly.
Doors matter.
Doors matter. Exactly. Doors matter.
No,
Doors are not just for Christmas.
In the making of my analogy either. I can just tell you, just to succeed, the door is safe, it's fine, it's still attached to the hinges. Do not worry, no doors were harmed in the making.
JJ's agreeing with you there, Brad. We'll come to you in a second, Neil. We'll just run through some messages. Semi-final of the Conference League. We started this season in the Europa League. Yeah, that's a fair point, that. First off, we just kept trying to play down the right-hand side, which clearly wasn't working. Second half, changed formation, then didn't have no plan whatsoever. That's our plan B. We don't have a plan. JJ, LCFC believer, good evening. How the devil are you? Why didn't he left Barnes with Nacho on? Brennan always does that, and it works. Why didn't he this time? I think he just gave up. Well, he's saying hello to everybody. It should be pens, says Rene. Well, we'd still be in it then, at least. We should have gone into this game with at least a goal lead, says Believer. If we knew how to defend set pieces, and the game would still be going on now and probably going into pens. And would it though, Neil? I mean, in fairness, I did feel like at 1-0 that Roma did what we thought Roma would do, and that was just sort of sit back and defend. And at times we had, and I was looking at sort of 8-9 behind the ball, but they didn't have to do anything more.
Not really. The fact is, if we knew we've left everything on that pitch and they've absolutely defended, like when we were 1-1 draw at Atletico Madrid, and we absolutely smashed them. And there was nothing through that defense. I went home going, we're out of the quarterfinals, but I leave my head held high. And that one, I was like, there is nothing more that they could have done because of their unbelievable defending. This was the opposite, where we didn't hit them enough. We passed it to Nacho, and Nacho got the ball and goes, let's give it back. And Rome's like, cool, we'll soak up all the presses. Worked perfectly for us. And that was the frustrating thing, knowing that Rome were like, great, you're going to play like this. We're just going to sit here and take all of the pressure out of our systems. Lovely for us, and we just did the same thing over and over again. There wasn't people making the good runs. Madison was trying to make things happen. KDH was trying, and it was just a bit to go to Roma and beat them. I think you have to be, every player needs to be 8 out of 10, like they were against the PSV game, and we just saw that every single player was 8 out of 10 or more, trying to go slicking passes together. And part of that was the way that Roma defended, but we made it a lot easier than they needed it to be. Look at the reverse fixture. Sure, it's at home, but we didn't come at them and really smash them. And the time that we created a chance, it didn't really lead to anything. So the first shot on target was 78 minutes.
Yes.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Brad
I
knows.
mean, Josh, we said, didn't we? I mean, right, Roma maybe didn't let us play, but it was the simple things. It was like passing to somebody behind them as they're running down the wing, and the ball goes behind them and out. And you've got a choice of who do you pass to. Oh, like I said earlier, I'll pass to the Leicester player that's got 2 Roma players marking him, rather than the one that's 3 on the left. Yeah, it's simple decisions like that you get. You shouldn't be doing that as a 6-year-old in the under-7s team at school, and yet that's how we were playing. We couldn't pass to each other. We were passing it, and at one point it hit. I think it was Kieran Dewsbury Hall on the edge of the box. It was only a pass, 2-foot pass, and he didn't control it.
I think it was. None of our players just seemed on the same wavelength tonight at all. As you just touched on, mate. There were time and time again. We'd have either Justin or sort of Castagna or Ricardo sort of trying to bomb on down the overlap, and they were getting the ball passed to them, but it were 2 or 3 yards behind them, so they were having to run back, get the ball, and it happened so many times. There weren't really, any creativity in the passing. Really, nobody really making any space for themselves. It seemed like a lot of the build-up play were, when we were trying, especially go through the middle, it were all bunched up, which allowed Roma to intercept and win the ball back easily. There were nothing to get excited about at all, which we touched on in the watch-along, mate. It were poor. We'd say run out of ideas. It just seemed like we didn't have any ideas in the first place, to be honest. So I can't even use that analogy, to be honest.
Brad, I mean, everybody's saying the referee didn't have a good game, and fair enough, the referee didn't have a good game. But like I said earlier, we had John Moss on Sunday. We're used to referees not having a good game, but you cannot blame the referee for that defeat.
No, because we had a worse game, and that's the sole reason about it. I mean, you're talking about a team with no, being one-dimensional. I think that's more dimensions than we showed in that game, saying we were one-dimensional, because, like Josh just said there, I mean, bad or not from the officials, Roma didn't even have to find a gear. They played that game with the handbrake on. They were that in control of it. Like I said, training ground material that was, which was follow the ball, defensive line, the midfield sit in front of that defence, and it was almost like Jose could have been the only manager in the ground, and he's gone, right, Leicester, you come at them, you stop them. That's the training ground route. That's the routine we're going to work on for the next 90 minutes. And that's all this game was. At no point did I feel, normally when you see your team break out and they get the ball on the halfway line, and you're already anticipating it. You start leaning forward in your chair. You start trying to get out your seat. You're thinking, here we go. We're going to drive it now. We're going to spread the ball, and we're going to get in the box. We're going to play the through ball to Vardy. But it's going to be a chance here. You know what? I sat there and went, and here we go. And he's going to pass it. And he's going to look around. And he's going to pass it 15 yards back to Evans. Oh, what would you know? We did that. If I can sit here and have 5 seconds to predict what's going to happen and then see it happening, how easy is it? I mean, forget Jose Mourinho. Bloody Jesse in the stands could come down and manage Roma to that victory. It was so painfully obvious, and I am sick to death, and I'm sure we're all Leicester fans, maybe not Mike because he supports a team that's even more bizarre to watch than us, but,
Yeah, Newport are not good at the moment.
But us four could have sat here and gone, I know exactly what's going to happen from this breakaway. It's going to go back to Evans or Fofana, and we're going to pass it to the left, we're going to pass it to the middle, and we're going to pass it to the right, and we're going to do nothing with it. And that happened all game. And if fans can do it, then you don't need to manage. In fact, Jose could have stayed in his flipping hotel room, put his feet up and watched it on the telly.
Yeah. Mike, I'm going to come to you now, and then I've got a question for Neil. Mike, you're a Man United fan, so you're looking at this without blue tinted spectacles on, or pissed off the fact that we didn't play well. And I'm not saying this flippantly or to have a dig at you, but you've not had the best of seasons. I think you would admit that.
Agreed.
If you've done what Leicester had done this season, which is have good games, have bad games. Looks like we're going to finish mid-table, but we've got to a European semi-final. Would you be happy with that as a season?
I think it's difficult. I think for you more than us, due to one factor, the unsettlement you've had in your team this year. I think for us, we've not really had a sustained sort of 10, 15 players out injured where you have. I think you've had so many different combinations of different midfields, different centre-back partnerships, different attacks. You've not been able to sort of maintain a core squad throughout the entire season to sort of have a go at this, have a go at that, for losing that game, for drawing that game, where I think Man United probably, the blame for Man United is down to just us being, I'm not going to swear, but us being very, very below par. This has been a good season for Leicester. A European semi-final. Yes, league was underwhelming. I think I don't know the highest that you can finish. I think it may be like 8th or 9th. I'm not too sure. But with all of the injuries that you've had, and I know obviously, like you said, I will take. Well, I'm don't have any blue tinted spectacles. The only blue glasses I have are those ones you have when you go swimming. Those swimming glasses that you have.
That would be a look on your next video, Mike.
Oh, please no. But no, without any sort of association, any link to Leicester, I would say it's been a good season, getting to a semi-final, and with just with the issues that you've had.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get your point on that. I think Josh has gone to give that door some more damage. Just build a cat flap. It's a lot easier. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask you this one, if I can, Neil. Because Ethan says here, serious questions are going to have to be made from hierarchy towards coaching staff and players. You've been very critical, as we all have at times, of Rodgers. And like I say, we're allowed to be critical. Fans are allowed to be critical. I haven't wanted him out this season, and I say I still don't. You did earlier on in the season, but admitted recently with the some of the games we were playing that maybe you were changing your mind. Do you make that change now? Do we need to make that change? Is it the fact that, not saying that Rodgers isn't a bad coach stroke manager, but do we just need, like Burnley, just need a different eyes, somebody to come in and freshen things up? Because these are the players still that got us to 5th for 2 seasons.
And this is a better squad that got us to 5th last season. So I'm not saying in or out. I'm saying whatever the club does, because we've seen clubs do like the Ranieri situation and do what they did with the Puel situation. They'll make up their minds and they'll do what they're doing. I'll stick by the club, whatever decision they'll make, to be honest, of recent. And we're lucky to be in that position. So for me, there's something that was really annoying about this, just kind of come back to it, that Brendan, we know the set pieces are an issue. Sure. Brilliant header from, but I think I watched Abraham, and he was going, even I was surprised that Ricardo was marking me for the goal. Great header, but we can see from a corner again. Yeah. And you're just going, right, okay. But everybody got a call, when we got a corner in our to attack them, I just go, right, that's not going to lead to anything. I can't remember in this game getting a corner and going, right, we even won a header in the box. They're a bigger, more physical team, but we're trying to play like we've got 6'7" people in our team. Every time a corner went in, they were straight back out. Then what happens? It goes around the box, pass towards the back, or pass towards the player that's normally running and then it just kind of fizzles out and gets nothing. We have a good build, and then the crowd rises for the corner and then just falls apart again. And that's one thing. If Brendan is going to stay, we need somebody to sort out this bloody corner issue, because it's stupid. Conceding from them, attacking them, we can't seem to do. It's the same issues again and again. So if Brendan is to stay, we need to get somebody in that is going to sort this issue out, because it's beyond pathetic at this moment. And it's not that hard to defend corners. So we need a keeper that comes out and punches the ball. I think Schmeichel did it once in the game. I was like, thank God he did it once. We need defenders that can actually rise and go and head the ball. And we need a system that actually works. And the combination of these three needs to just figure it out, because I'm not saying we wouldn't have lost this game if we hadn't had that corner, but today summed it up. We lost from a corner in the 11th minute and we didn't do enough to score. And that kind of sums this game up and why we're out of the Conference League. Not because Roma played unbelievably off the park. Fair enough if that's the case. They didn't. We didn't do enough to win the game. And it's sad because it was this close. It was this close to where we were, and we didn't even capitalize on it.
I think that's the thing, isn't it, Brad? I mean, we lose games. That's football, But I always said and I'm fed up with quoting this, but I'm going to quote it again. I used to sort of drive a 7.5, 8 hour return journey from Poole to Leicester every week when Nigel Pearson, our first season in the Premier League, and I used to drive down thinking, crap, we've lost again, but feeling that the players had put the effort in. I actually said earlier on, I didn't know whether I was watching Leicester City or the Powder Puff Girls, because every time 2 players went for the ball, one Roma, one Leicester one, unless Roma were going down to try and get a free kick or something, it was always the Leicester player that just couldn't keep hold of the ball, was being out-muscled.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's like they've got this obsession with, and the best way to describe how Leicester try and show lack of, I guess, strength with the ball, and I mentioned with Madison where he leans away and tries to be cute with his flicking around, is, you know how maybe when like you're a young kid, and you go around to someone's house that you've never been around before. Maybe they've got a big dog or an animal that you've never seen before. You're a bit new to it, and they tell you, and you know, the mum comes up to you and goes, "Oh, it's all right. He's friendly. Stroke him so he can get to know you." And you approach it like that, don't you? You kind of leaning back, and that's what Leicester do. When they're trying to get their bodies in front of the ball, they're leaning away from it, and you're thinking, "Are you suffering from motion sickness? What's up with you? Get your body in front of them.
Go to your door and slam it."
And I said to you at half time, didn't I, Chris, when I came on? I don't know if the other players are too busy using the wrong facilities like the golf course is, but Ricardo and maybe Dewsbury Hall to a point. Excuse me. Oh, I've got one of these. I like you with sneezing, mate. I've got a burp that's trying to come out, but it won't let me know.
I don't know how old this cider is. It's very gassy, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say, sorry, if you're still watching Magners,
yeah. But again, you know, they were
I'm looking for sponsorships or free cider.
But again, they were the only two players that I actually show how to get your body in front between the man and the ball and defend like a proper footballer. The one thing that does concern me, and if you really think about it over time, it's been a problem that every manager that has eventually cost them their job here. And it started off with Ranieri, and I know Ranieri confused it a bit by trying 3 tactics and a half, let alone over the course of the season. But Puel had the same thing. He tried to introduce a secondary tactic because we know Leicester can play a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-1-2 or 4-3-3, and we can counter-attack. But the one thing, when you start playing predictable, is you need a plan B. And Rodgers tried to implement a plan B by this patient, slow, put-you-to-sleep football, which granted isn't the way to do a plan B. But what is it about this group of players? Because like Neil said, we've improved the squad. So it's not like we've had the same 25-man squad for 5, 6, 7 years. We've still got the odd body that's in and around it. But what is it about Leicester City that we fundamentally can seemingly only play one way? Because every time a manager comes in and he allows them to get the feet in, he learns the squad, he takes his notes down, and then he goes, right, I've seen all I need to see. I want to try to see if you can do this. And this is how I want you to be able to change a game when it's not working this way. When we're playing the way we can, but it's not working like it didn't tonight, I want us to be able to, whether I've got to change personnel or not, we change it. And we can do it at a moment's notice. A little command and we know change it. It just seems like it's fundamentally impossible for Leicester to play a second way. And I want to know, I think that's the biggest mystery out there. Sod all these wonder of the world questions that mathematicians can't solve. Can somebody answer the question why Leicester can't actually do a basic plan B?
We've done it a couple of times.
It's a good point. Mike, I'll ask you this and then I'll let you go. And I want to say thank you to Josh. He's had to go. His little girl's woken up. But thanks to Josh for
Rodgers out.
Watch along. Yeah, sorry, Neil. Did you want to say something first?
No, it was just we've done it this season. We've showed against Liverpool, and Rodgers has shown that he can change tactics like he did against PSV. Change the tactics, change it slightly, and go and attack them. And Roma, at times, at the end, they were kind of tiring, and we just need to go and stick all of and get everything running forward, smashing them, attacking them, trying to just create opportunities, and it just didn't really work. And Rodgers has done it. That's the worst thing. If we had not even the performance we did against PSV, if we had a performance that was a little bit less than that or less than that, we would have done something better. But we needed to be at 8 out of 10 all over the pitch to beat Roma today. And I can name a couple of players that potentially had an 8 out of 10. A lot of them had 6s, 5s. And that's the thing. You think for a semi-final to go and be in the competition to win a Europa competition or European competition in the semi-finals, you want to be playing your best football. Screw the game on against Everton. It doesn't really mean anything if you're going to get through to a final. Sure, we're going to go and give it our all, take them and make sure that we're missing golden edge opportunities. Like, why didn't we put that away? Bang on the ground, get back in, let's do it again. And it just didn't seem like it was there at all. And that's what was really stupid, in my opinion. Not that we lost, but it's the manner that we just didn't well, okay, we're gonna just so we're just gonna trundle the ball off. We're gonna play a bad pass. Okay. No, I want somebody to grab. Go, this isn't good enough. This is not good enough, and we need to play a lot better.
Tammy Abraham, perfect example.
Yeah,
was like that all game, and he was slapping his hands together. A perfect example.
Yeah. I want to bring Mike in before we let him go. I mean, Mike, one of the sort of things that people have been saying about the Manchester United team is that the players have no desire. They don't want to play for the club. They're just happy to take the wages. You've got great players there, but they're not a team. Would you say the same applies with Leicester?
It's difficult because you've got players there that clearly are leaving at the end of the season. I know, obviously, Brad's massive love for Yuri Tillemans, but he's not there next season. So I'm not saying his head is gone, but is it sort of looking over the shoulder thinking, what move can I get in the summer? But also you've got players in there that know that they're probably lucky to still be playing regularly, that, where it shouldn't be to a high level. And it's a mix. It's a mix of players that are very good to players that sometimes can't be bothered and walking around sort of thing. It's a mix. And as a manager, not just a manager, as a coaching staff, as backroom board, you've got to get everyone, basically like Liverpool are the benchmark. You've got to get everyone knowing their squad role in that squad, whether they're a first teamer coming off the bench for 5 minutes here and there. You've got to make sure they're all involved, make sure they all have the desire. That word is massive at the moment with a lot of teams, Man United included. Like you said, none of them have, well, I wouldn't say none of them because quite a few do, but the majority of them don't have the desire to fight. And I'm not being biased, but I want every 11 player, not just the 11, but every sub on the bench to want to literally run through a brick wall, not a door, because it might hurt if you run through it 3 different times, but run through brick walls and fight for the badge that they're wearing on their heart. Because that's where it is.
Mike, thank you very much, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for popping on. And
very welcome.
Where can people find you?
Mike Green on YouTube. That'll be much appreciated. Thanks to Chris for getting me on. Good chat with Brad, Neil, and Josh. Obviously, his daughter is Brandon Rogers out, so he had to go and stop her crying. But, no, thanks for getting me on, lads. Subscribe to Chris, and I do feel for you, mate. No, taking the mick, I do. Feel good.
It's a semi-final. It's a semi-final loss, but there we go. Mike, all the best, mate, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Right, we're going to talk man of the match in a second, but like Mike just said there, please give us a subscribe. We'll just do this for. I mean, Neil. I mean, words are still failing me. And just as a sort of just to rub it in even further, Wycombe Wanderers have won the first leg of their playoff against Milton Keynes Dons 2-0. Well, there's a name from the past, Wycombe Wanderers, just to make it worse. Right. Let me just. I mean, as you know, we have Alan Bennett who watches the match usually live. Obviously, it wasn't. He wasn't in Rome tonight, but he always chooses a man of the match, and he always rates the team and the players. Now, in fairness to him, this is what he did. This is what he's gone for here, which is Kiri Dewsbury Hall, man of the match, manager 5, team 6. When he said that, I actually said, "Are you sure?" Would you agree with those ratings?
I'd say both 5s. Maybe the manager gets 6 in terms of at least he changed up a little bit, but there's not much. I think Fofana for me was one of them that actually tried and cared. Kieran Dewsbury Hall was one of them. Justin, I think, especially in the second half, he was much improved, and I was actually trying to create something
Yeah.
Apart from that, Maddison was trying to dictate balls, but there isn't anybody that's like, wow, standing out to me. So fives, I think 5 overall for both, it would be fine.
Yeah. Brad, and then we've got some notes for us in a second, Neil. But Brad, your thoughts on that?
The manager gets a 5, but I think there's only certain, like Neil just said, I think unfortunately there's only certain individuals that maybe warrant the score being 6, but there was a lot more performances where I would not have, you know, I wouldn't be objected to giving them 4s and 3s maybe, because they just did nothing. Barnes and unfortunately, and I want to give him a little bit of sympathy because I don't know, maybe he put ice skates on instead of boots that didn't help him, or maybe it was so bad of being on the left hand side, being on the right and not the left. But Luton was a 3. Barnes was a 3, and that's probably being nice to Barnes. I think I only give him a 3 because that's how many touches of the ball he had. But it's hard to rate the players when you, like you said, you could handpick 3 or 4 that deserve that 6, but then there's 5 or 6 that don't deserve a 4. Like you know, so yeah, it's a very difficult one for them to rate, to be honest with you. So
yes,
I'll take it with a pinch of salt, this ratings, because I think you could argue any number that's 4, 5 or lower.
Yes, yeah. Neil, just looking at your screen there.
Sorry, I didn't realise. I'll go to that one.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the other comments.
The players gave everything, but our Achilles heel this season has been set piece, and that cost us again. That's very disappointed. Was it a different match?
It's partly fix it, but also the top comment you were saying, Chris, they didn't give everything. If we can come away and say, I'm more than, as you were saying, I was down at the ground under Pearson where we gave it and we were just stupid things that made us lose.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn it. Okay, fine, we'll go to the championship. We'll rebuild, we'll come back up, no problem. This one is not like that. This is like, we didn't give it all. We didn't give everything. We because certain players like Fofana, Dewsbury Hall, they gave a lot for certain periods of time.
Yeah.
Not some players didn't, and it just didn't work. And he's becoming a bit deluded, in my opinion. This kind of comment is, yes, our Achilles heel has been set pieces, but you're the manager. It's you and your backroom staff that have to change this. You are responsible. The responsibility of Abraham and Ricardo was on your head. The fact that you made that decision and then we lost. Abraham's great in the air. He's huge. We know he's good in the air. And Brendan knows him. Brendan knows this. He does his research. Why are you not putting Fofana on him?
He had him at Chelsea, I think, when he was youth coach, possibly.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
exactly.
On a last thought before we go, Brad, did we need a 6'7" defender on the pitch tonight?
Could have used one, mate. But then again, actually, no. I don't think it would have mattered because
not our one.
No.
You got it.
I don't know. I mean, even if we'd have used the human lamppost, he would have been no good to us. And that's not because of how he's been objecting the season. It's because Madison can't beat the fucking first man. I mean,
it went straight over.
I think this was a scathing review that for Brendan to analyse his team. We've talked tonight predominantly about Fofana's and Evans's and Schmeichels and Dewsbury Halls that are probably the only players that can walk off that pitch with their head held high. Maybe Vardy because he wasn't getting service and he was running around and he was trying to close down and cause something, right? And there's probably a few names I'm missing out because they weren't really noticeable. But there was a few players in there that I would turn around and go, right, now I know where you stand on the idea of playing for us next season. And I'm telling this now, right? You remember at the start of the season, Chris, and you brought it up numerous times of the season where you said that Arsenal fans had such an arrogance to suggest that Maddison would walk over broken glass to get to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Apart from hitting a dead ball free kick, right, into the top corner, everything else, I'd drive him to Arsenal myself.
Yes.
Right now, on the back of that. I would drive him to Arsenal and go, give us your money.
What did I ever say about fans being fickle?
Well, but the thing is, though, it's been like that for a few months, hasn't it? And every time
No.
I'm saying,
I am joking. I am joking.
no, but you are right. There is, you are right. It does sound a bit thick, and I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm suggesting that maybe it's not just a bad slump and a mental problem, Madison. Maybe it's just a case of sometimes when it's not going for him, he starts thinking about his holidays or, am I losing Arsenal's interest, or am I losing Real Madrid's interest, or will these bigger clubs want me? Maybe it's time he walks out the door and don't turn around now, and I'm not going to burst into song, otherwise you'll lose subscribers if I start.
I think
copyright strikes as well.
Yes. Well, if you saw the video I did earlier of the highlights from the Europa League and how we got here, and you saw the green lines going across the middle, thinking they're very dark. Yeah, you know why. Look, I think this is a record for me. We're at 3 hours 35 minutes, so I'm going to call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to do rate the players and what have you. You're welcome to join us again at 9 o'clock, Neil, if you would like to for that. But let me give you the chance to say how people can find you.
Oh, geez, full screen. Okay, this is a bit scary. Welcome. I'm Chris from Leicester. No, so you find me
better looking version.
I've got the green screen. It makes up for it, mate. That's the problem. So you can find me at Beyond the 90 LCFC. Can't get my hands right. If you want to check out again, thanks for Chris having me on. It's just important just to get this out there and then go to bed and still feel a bit crap in the morning, then just get on with life a little bit, because it's nice doing this and great to have on. But yeah, out of another competition without a whimper. Sounds like City this season, pretty much.
It is like you say. It always has been Leicester's way, hasn't it? But hey, thanks a lot. Be sure to follow Neil and at Beyond the 90. Great Leicester channel. So yeah, if you're not doing it already, get over there and give them a subscribe. Neil, thanks very much, mate. If you can make it tomorrow at 9, we'd lovely to have you on again. And but I'll send you the link and see where you go. But thanks a lot. Take care, mate. Go and have a cry and have a drink.
Will do, mate. I've got water for this one. The Drama Sorrows.
Water, yeah, that's gin. Don't leave with bloody water.
A pint of gin.
Yeah, take care, mate.
See you later. Cheers, Brad.
Brad, where can people find you? You've got your new podcast, which is available now, and it's highlighted on our own Twitter and Facebook pages. But just give people a shout out. Apart from here, where people can find you.
Well, yeah, you're very right, mate. They can find me in that Twitter handle. I've done a Neil. I don't know where to point this reverse camera. It's right there. It's at Full-Time Focus. That's my Twitter handle. And if you go to the link, the YouTube links in the bio, that will take you to the channel, A Matter of Opinion. It's a podcast that I started up about a month or so ago. Just did episode 3. We recorded it last night and it went up this morning. It was a brilliant recording session. We discussed how far whereabouts in the timescale are we away from potentially seeing women managing the men's game. So if you like that sort of thing and it's a topic that you're interested in discussing, please check it out. Again, like Chris said, it's on the Leicester Tie Facebook page. It's been there. So if you don't have Twitter, you can find it there. You can find me on Facebook. Just search my name, Brad Perkis. You'll be able to find me. I'm the one holding a Premier League trophy. And on Twitter, again, that's where the link is for it. And yeah, just enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, please do subscribe. But firstly, if you're new here, subscribe here, then go to my Twitter, click my link and subscribe to that. And again, thank you for having me on, Chris.
Oops. I do apologise. I chucked you out. I pressed the wrong button there, just as you were being so kind as well. Thank you very much, mate. See you tomorrow night at 9. Hopefully we've calmed down a little bit. It'll be interesting to see, because I'm not going to rate the players very highly. I don't know about you, but hey,
zeros all around, mate.
As I've just written down then, it was a semi-final. We've never been this far before. Let's not cry too much. Brad, I'll see you tomorrow night, mate. Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow, mate. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Thanks to Mike for the comment there. Great show, lads. And he also says, before Brad goes, new podcast channel is great, Brad. David here, just the last few comments. I'm going to say the biggest issue with us today is no cohesion at all. We didn't seem to know where our players were going or coming or should be. I totally agree with that. Hence, this is passes behind or in front of too far away. Totally Totally, David, agree with that. I was saying that during the game. You know, we're doing a pass and the players left that and was running forward and we passed behind him. So, Chelsea Perspective, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Welcome along. Just some last notes, just to read things on Twitter here. Ant, who is also part of the Beyond the 90, says, this is genuinely the worst refereeing performance I've ever seen. Owen Palmer Atkin, who works for BBC Radio Leicester, is this referee worse than last week? And I've just got one here. Rob Tanner, who you may know, who works for The Athletic, so knows what he's talking about. This has been one of the worst refereeing performances I have seen in a very long time. Some of the stuff he has got wrong tonight has been baffling. Simple decisions he should be getting right. Very strange. I can't say any more than that, so I'm going to leave it on that one. Thanks very much. Take care, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. 3 hours, 40 minutes. Another 5 minutes and we're going to turn into a telethon. So I'm going to say good night. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel. Click the notifications if you want to, then you won't miss a show. And we do about 4 or 5 a week, even up to 6 or 7. Be less now we're out of Europe. Get my life back. And also be sure to smash that likes button. It is really much appreciated. And but I say mainly please subscribe. Back at 7 tomorrow. We're going to be looking at Everton, and we're going to have Elton Wellesby on with us, the ex-ITV sports presenter. He's a big Everton fan. He will be joining us tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then Brad, for the ladies, will be back tomorrow night at 9 with me when we'll be talking this shit again. Thanks very much. Hope you're all safe. Look, you know, it was a dream. And unfortunately, sometimes dreams don't come true. We've had a lot of dreams recently. We've had what this club has done in the last 10 years, I never thought I would ever see in my lifetime. So let's just remember that. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Don't forget. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in the chat. Thanks to everybody who was in the chat. Too numerous to mention. Really do appreciate it. Good night.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
That's all, folks.
Some people are on the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now.